Okay. How's everyone doing? Sorry about the slight delay. Was just dealing with some technical difficulties with my headphones.
Water comes in
but
many flavors
everything
to the
should be good
discerning
now.
Mondstadt's
Hopefully
water
everything
is, crisp and
is
pure,
working
while
fine.
water from Liyue has an enduring aftertaste.
Yeah.
In Inazuma,
Gonna real quick just hop by the Statue of the Seven to get all my characters to full HP. Didn't realize they were injured. But yeah, I'm not gonna worry about delaying things too much before just getting into the story. This very much is just sort of get in, play the quest, get out type of stream. We have a goal and we shall do it. But should be fun along the way, presumably. But yeah, how's everyone doing? I know this is a slightly different time than usual for my streams. Well, not different time, but different day. But yeah. I don't think there's anything I'm forgetting about that I should do before we get started with the story. Yeah, I think we're all good.
I see the value in
I guess
my
it's
own,
worthwhile asking, just like
but I
it
also
sounds.
see
Oh wait,
the
I just
value in
realized
all the
I had my
endeavors of the
background
people
sound
of
still on.
Fontaine.
There we
I
go.
believe I will continue to take pride in fulfilling my duties.
But yeah, is sound good and everything? Like, is the game too loud, too quiet, that kind of thing? Oh yeah, no problem, Pokelove. Good to see you here nonetheless. I was curious to see if you'd make it just because different day than usual. But even if you're just lurking, it's good to see you. Made it just in time pretty much for me to get started. So yeah, unless the sound or anything else is just like going horribly wrong, we should be good to just sort of get started here.
Hey, Navia! What you up to? Shh!
Alright, so we start with Navia. Why the secrecy?
Get lost, Monica! I don't want to see you back here until you're ready to wake
Oh boy.
up and start
We're
doing
already
things
starting
properly.
with the chef
Right
drama.
Now, you're a disgrace to my kitchen and to the Hotel de Boer name!
It was an accident.
Oh yeah, no. Sunday I didn't want to do because I have other plans that day,
I'm sorry,
and
did you
also
hear me asking for excuses?
the possibility of something coming out right around like 9, which we'll probably still be streaming by, is very high on Sunday, or at least
I'll
a
do
decent
better, I
possibility.
promise.
So didn't want to overlap with that unnecessarily. So worked out on that front, I guess.
Listen to what the poor girl has to say. Oomph. Hey, cut her some slack. You gotta at least hear her out.
All right, Paimon,
Wait.
careful.
Huh? Who do you think you are telling me? Wait a sec. Navia?
Leave it to Paimon to screw up a stakeout or
So,
whatever
you're
was
bringing
going on.
back up now. Suit yourself! You're still wasting your time!
What is going on? We have truly just been thrown into this.
Savannah, is this how you always treat your staff?
Hmm.
My staff is right. I'm the one in charge here now. And last time I
Right,
checked,
yeah.
the Hotel de Boer doesn't take orders from the Spina di
Because a certain
Rosula.
chef we know has been in prison for a while.
Of course. How you run your kitchen
Yeah, no,
is none of
Paimon
our
always
business.
has good intentions.
But when a member of your staff
but
is so overworked he becomes
doesn't
gravely
always
ill,
work out.
that most definitely is our business.
Yeah, the fact
We're
that
going to
Navia's
stand up
voice
for him,
is so nice.
whether you like it or not.
My voice is going to be so much better off,
Overworked.
given that more people are going to be
I've
voicing
said it
this.
before, and I'll say it again. If Vermont can't handle the job, then tough luck. There are plenty of other capable people I can hire instead.
But Philmont can do the job, he just...
Monica, back inside, now!
God.
But you said...
Yeah,
I shouldn't come
contradictory
back until...
instructions.
Just do as you're told, and not another word out of you. Come on, we have work to do.
Jesus. Aggressive boss.
What a horrible person! Sorry. Looks like I've dragged you into some drama again.
More like we dragged ourselves into it, but yeah.
Her name is
so
Savannah.
what is this?
She's the new head chef at Hotel de Boer.
Yeah.
Ever since she took the job,
She's been enforcing a brutal work regime.
Oh yeah, because
and putting a
Escoffier
huge
didn't
amount
do
of
that
pressure on
before
her
either.
staff. One guy was so overworked, he collapsed from illness.
Oh wow.
He's been bedridden for days.
That
and he
that
can
ain't
barely
good.
even talk properly.
Oh, flashback.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's all my fault. I don't deserve to be a chef.
Sure, sure.
At his family's request, the Spina di Rosula is trying to mediate on his behalf.
Okay.
We're not exactly making a ton of progress, as you saw. Savannah is adamant that Vermont's exhaustion and illness have nothing to do with her or how she's been running her kitchen. She's refusing to have any kind of meaningful dialogue with us. Our next thought was to talk to the other chefs at the restaurant and get a better idea of their working conditions. But with Savannah watching them like a hawk, no one has been willing to open up.
Fair, makes
And
sense.
That's why I'm here, doing it the old-fashioned way. Camping out, watching, and waiting for an opportunity.
Makes sense. So you were waiting for Savannah to leave, and then you were going to approach Monica?
Oh, shoot! It all makes sense now. Sorry. Paimon should have thunked before she spoke.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Did Paimon ruin everything?
Oh, no. Not
I
at all,
think I saw
Paimon.
memes of that
Honestly,
line
the way she was
in
laying
relation
into
to
Monica,
certain
someone
events.
had to step in. I'm sure I would have piped up if you hadn't. And besides, I don't really think I'm built for espionage.
Yeah, you do sort of stand out, Navia. Either way, Savannah's seen you now, so you probably won't get another chance.
Yeah, meaning it's gonna be all the more difficult to get the inside scoop now. Oh, I might as well head back to the Fleuve Cendre then.
Alright.
We'll need to come up with a whole new game plan.
Paimon will join you. Because this is kinda all Paimon's fault.
Yeah, alright. Then I'll join too.
Guys, it's fine. You don't need to worry about it. That said, if you were
Yeah,
planning to visit the
playables
Fleuve
do very
Cendre
much stand
anyway,
out.
let me take you out for a meal. I'll make sure it's a proper feast. A really famous
Alright.
chef just joined the Spina di Rosula's tavern. Her name is...
Gee, I wonder who it could be.
Sorry to
Oh.
interrupt. I just wanted to apologize for the scene you witnessed just now. We shouldn't subject our customers to that. This
Of
is
course, a
small
hostess
token
would
from
be
us.
the
It's
one
some candy
to
from Monica.
say
She
that.
asked me to make sure it was delivered into your hands.
Oh.
Monica's the one apologizing?
Yeah, she shouldn't be the one
Clearly,
apologizing.
Savannah is the one who owes an apology.
Our head chef has been a little highly strung lately. Sorry
You
for
don't
everything.
say. Paimon, don't make things more difficult for her.
All right. Since there's candy, Paimon will drop it. Not the candy.
Yeah, don't
Thank
drop
you
the
for
candy.
understanding.
That
We'll
would
make
be
sure
bad.
to pass your feedback on to Miss Savannah.
Okay. I fear for your safety, but okay.
A little highly strung, huh?
Picked up that was a bit of an understatement, I say. Looks like with Savannah in the kitchen, even the waiting staff are on edge.
Paimon doesn't get it. How did someone like her even become head chef?
Well, according to Fermat's family, she hasn't always been like this.
Alright. Something
That's a story
changed.
for another time. Let's try this candy.
Ah, yes. Never underestimate Navia's affinity for sweets. Very
Paimon
true.
totally
She
gets
really
it.
did make
Come
one
on,
of her
dig
first
in.
introductions to us about making
Hold
sweets.
on, there's something written on the wrapper.
Oh, yo!
Find Escoffier.
Oh, wow, okay. Literally getting information out to us in covert manners. I didn't realize it was that bad.
Escoffier? Could this mean...
What do you know, Navia?
You know that name, Navia?
Yeah. Let's stick to the plan and go back to the Fleuve Cendre for now.
Yeah,
That's where
alright.
we'll find Escoffier anyway.
Alright. I'm just gonna teleport there for simplicity. Alright.
So, who is this Escoffier, anyway?
Yeah, I wonder who.
Well, for starters,
Oh, there she
used
is.
to be the head chef at the Hotel
Is she
du Bourg
working at this
before
place
Savannah.
now?
She recreated the legendary Gâteau de Bourg and restored the restaurant back to its former glory. Safe to say,
Yeah, Paimon
she's
ain't the best
most
at
renowned
espionage
head chef
either.
in the Hotel de Bourg's history, after the culinary genius Modeste himself.
Gâteau de Bourg. That's the super exclusive cake that they only sell
Yeah.
a few slices a day, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Why the heck would she let Savannah take her place?
It's called getting arrested.
Well, apparently, the Hotel de Bourg was reported for a safety incident. Someone claimed that the kitchen was adding an
no.
illegal substance to their menu.
Why are all
But
the
none
chefs
of the
like
chefs
this?
had any idea how it could have gotten into the food. In the end, Escoffier decided that as head chef, she should take responsibility.
Please don't tell me that
And she was
Escoffier
sent to the
also
Fortress of
uses
Meripede.
random
The
bullshit.
Fortress of Meripede?
Oh, don't be so dramatic. It was probably just a formality. We got sent there just for eating someone else's cake.
Well, you're right. The quantity of the substance they found was fairly
What did
minimal.
they find, though?
Even the guards believed the whole thing was probably just an accident. Escoffier didn't have to
What
stay in the
kind of
fortress for
illegal,
long, but
like,
still,
ingredients?
by the time she returned, the role of head chef had already passed to Savannah.
I mean, makes sense. They needed a head
So
chef,
that's
so...
what happened. Paimon still thinks it's really unfair.
Yeah, a bit.
Even though Escoffier is no longer head chef at the hotel, she's still well respected by the staff.
Unsurprising.
So,
well, a little
I'm
surprising given her
guessing what
attitude,
Monica
but you know.
wants is for us to convince Escoffier to try and negotiate with Savannah on the staff's behalf.
Yeah. Makes an amount of sense.
Oh, Paimon gets it. Monica wants Escoffier to come back and kick Savannah out. It's simple. If the
Maybe.
new head chef is stressing everyone out, then the solution is just get the old one back.
Because she never stressed anyone out.
Well, about that.
You thought cream of mushroom soup was ready to serve after
Ah.
3.5 minutes
Yeah.
on the stove. You'd have had more sense serving hot water with ice cubes. At least then you wouldn't have wasted all this perfectly good cream and mushroom. What do you say, Hilaire?
That's a child.
Cream. I'm sorry, Mushroom.
As you can see, Escoffier is that kind of chef as well.
Yeah, it's a lose-lose circumstance for the people at the Hotel de Bourg. How has the Hotel de Bourg made it this far? I'm at a loss for words.
You have to leave it on the heat for long enough to allow those flavors the chance to come out. Don't be fooled by the aroma when the water first starts to boil. Got it?
Yes, Chef.
Then go back and do it again. The customers are still waiting. Remember where you went wrong and don't repeat the same mistake twice.
She does give constructive criticism.
yes,
It's
chef.
just very aggressive, it would seem. Yeah, no. Something tells me that might be a mistake of
Excuse us.
mismatching model to voice line or something like that, but whatever.
Waiting to be served? Sorry, we're pretty busy. I'm afraid you have to join the line.
Oh, no, we're not here to eat.
So you're not paying customers? Then I'm afraid the wait will be even longer.
It's hard to
Why
talk
are we
to
letting
Escoffier
Paimon
when
do the
she's
talking?
in the zone. Let's take a seat. We can catch up while we wait.
Alright. It has been a minute. Of course, we don't get to hear the conversation, but you know, whatever. Small talk is
Looks
unnecessary.
like the rush hour is finally over. Is it always this busy here?
These days, yes. I'd say business has tripled since Escoffier joined as temporary head chef.
She does have that reputation. She didn't want to go back to Hotel de Bourg.
Well, in her words, the Hotel de Bourg doesn't need her anymore. It doesn't look like she's got any plans to go back.
Interesting, okay.
I guess I'll be heading off then.
Wait, take these home with you. We can't serve them now, and there's no sense in letting them go to waste.
Ah,
Oh, thank you, Chef.
alright.
For what? Like I said, I just don't want them going to waste. Oh, and tell Fiamma to get well soon, so you're not running yourself ragged every single shift.
Okay, a bit of a tsundere.
Firmo. That's the second time we've heard that name.
Yeah.
Who is that again?
One of the chefs at
He's the
Devore,
chef
right?
that fell ill from stress. Hilaire is his son. And with
Ah.
Mom stuck at home taking care of Dad, he decided to pick up some work to help pay the bills. Escoffier knows
child
their
labor.
situation, so she's been making some extra food every day for him to take home.
Oh, that's
Hey,
nice.
I heard that, Navia. I've told you before. No one's making extra food. Hilaire is making blunders in the kitchen, and I can't serve his failed dishes, so he might as well take them home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Failed
Cryo has a
dishes
lot of
that just
tsundere.
so happen to be nutritionally complete every single time.
So, you two must be the world-famous traveler and her companion, Paimon, yes?
Oh, wow, she actually knows
Something I can
Paimon's
help
name.
you
That's
with.
rare.
Oh, so you know us already. We'll skip
Sort
the
of hard
introduction
not to
then.
know us at this point,
We're
but
here
yeah.
to talk about Savannah.
Since Hilaire is working for you, you must be aware of the situation with Savannah.
Oh, I certainly am. The Spina's headquarters are right next to the tavern. And I've lost count of the number of times Navi has come to pester me about it. But I don't work for the Hotel Devore anymore. And being ex-head chef doesn't give me the right to interfere with that business.
From a certain perspective, yeah.
Besides, I'm the one who persuaded Savannah to take the job in the first place.
Oh.
What?
Well, she was a much gentler
Interesting.
person back then. A
Yeah,
little timid,
okay.
even. She wasn't at all confident that she was the right fit for the role.
Is she trying to emulate Escoffier?
That's hard to believe. Are we definitely talking about the same Savannah here?
Could just be a mix of stress
Honestly,
and trying to
I do
emulate
wonder
the
if she's
previous
just
head chef.
emulating me. I mean, I'm not
Yeah.
the most pleasant head chef
Alright,
to be around
got it just a
either.
few lines ahead of time. At least she's self-aware.
Anyway, suffice to say that given the history between us, it'll be tricky for me to tell her she's doing her job wrong without coming across like a huge hypocrite.
Fair, fair.
Fiamar and the others probably think that Savannah gets it all from me.
It doesn't seem like that's all the case, but
I wouldn't be so sure
maybe.
about that, Escoffier. Look at this note we got from Monica.
Yeah, they are seeking your help, in fact. You give Monica's candy wrapper to
She
Escoffier.
mentioned me.
Whatever shortcomings you feel you have, it looks like Monica still trusts you. As for the others, well, how can you know what they think unless you ask them?
That is very fair.
Monica.
Communication is key.
Plus, it's not like we're asking you to storm in there and raise hell. We're only in the initial phase of our investigation. All we're trying to do is get the other chefs to open up to us.
Yeah.
Oh, Monica. Oh, Monica.
Escoffier?
I can't believe her. Powdered sugar is supposed to be applied sparingly.
Oh.
Look at all that on the
course.
wrapper. It's thicker than the sole of my shoe.
Oh my god.
Unbelievable. I won't stand for this. She
Look
has
at that
to learn.
posture.
Come on, we're going.
That posture was hilarious.
so now
That is a
she's-
fucking angry walk. Well, whatever the reason she came up with, at least she's convinced herself to go have a conversation.
Let's
Oh,
go
I
catch
love
up to
that.
her. We don't want to keep her waiting.
I don't know why that posture got me so just amused. Alrighty, back to the Devore. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that animation anywhere else, so I guess it's new. Which is rare, but I love it. Alright. I'm pretty sure that somewhere in here is supposed to be a, like, cook-off or something,
Wait,
so I'm assuming
She looks
that
like... Is
what's
that
going to happen
Escoffier?
is that Escoffier
I'm
and
sorry.
Savannah are going to have a
I'm so
cook-off or something
sorry.
like that. Also, Jesus Christ, my actual traveler is so injured.
I'm so sorry. I messed up your order.
Okay, messed up an order.
Oh, I wouldn't go that far. Maybe the taste is a little off, but if you hadn't brought it up, I don't think I would have noticed.
Alright.
But please, you have to forgive me or Chef is gonna... Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, this is
kneel
the state of
before you.
things?
What the heck?
I I don't know why, but something
Get
about that
up,
animation
Monica.
of them standing
Can't
in
you
the
see
chair
that you're just
moving
making
back
your
was sort of
customer
nice.
feel
It's
more
like so
awkward?
minor,
Escoffier?
but it
If
feels
you
like
want
we don't see that
forgiveness,
as
then
much
do
in
what any
Genshin.
self-respecting chef would do. Make the dish again. And this time, get it right. You cannot go begging your customers to feel sorry for you.
Fair.
Savannah said that I'm not allowed back in the kitchen until I've corrected my mistake.
How do you correct the mistake if you can't get in the kitchen and remake it?
I can't do the dish over.
Yeah, that's contradictory.
Some backwards logic? How can you fix your mistake without being allowed to cook? If this is what Fermat had to put up with,
That's the second
then no wonder he had to
contradictory
break
order
down.
that has been given
We
by Savannah.
apologize for interrupting your meal, sir.
It's fine. With my layman's palate, it's not like I can tell the difference anyway. I was actually quite enjoying my meal until she appeared out of nowhere and started apologizing. Gave me a bit of a fright, to be honest.
Oh, well, it's because Chef Savannah tasted a bit of the leftover soup from my pot and then threw me out of the kitchen.
Gosh,
Very
that's
aggressive.
pretty strict. Has she always been that way? I don't recall things being like this when Escoffier was head chef here. I gotta say, you're
Yeah,
all
no,
looking
you
a
know
little worse for wear
you're
these days.
causing problems when
I mean,
Paimon is being
Escoffier
more
was
sound
strict
in their
too,
logic.
But I think the difference is that her criticism was more constructive.
Yes.
So you knew what you did wrong and how to improve.
She's strict and aggressive, but
we all
the
knew
point
that
of
it
it
came
is
from a
for
good place.
the food to
Chef
be good.
Escoffier was hard on us because she truly wanted us to reach her level.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
these days, whenever we make a mistake, we just get told to wake up, get your head in the game, or just do it again. And it's only gotten worse since word got out that Chef Escoffier had started working again in the Fleuve Cendre.
Monica, you don't need to call me chef.
So a mix
I'm not the
of
boss here anymore.
trying to emulate
but
Escoffier,
through no fault of your own,
the stress of
what
now
happened
being the
back
head
then,
chef,
that wasn't on
and
you,
the
and
stress
all of us know
of
that.
now being in
That
direct
banquet was a
competition with
huge event,
Escoffier.
and so many staff were
is
involved
what
every step of
caused
the
this,
way.
I'm guessing.
With so many moving parts, there's no way of knowing how that Lumiline ended up in the food we served.
Lumiline?
Okay,
What's
so
that?
that's the illegal thing?
A new drug from the Fontaine Research Institute.
Oh.
Produced from an extract of the Lumitoile. Apparently, it sharpens the senses. So they used it to treat people with impaired responses to stimuli.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that. They found out you can use it as a flavor enhancer since it stimulates the taste buds. Makes things pretty addictive.
Ah.
They also
Okay.
found that overuse can have mood-altering effects and even lead to nerve damage.
Yeah, no
So
wonder
it
it's
quickly ended up
illegal.
on the guard's list of controlled substances.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, however, some food products containing the additive had already made it to the market by the time the guards banned it from the restaurant industry.
So is that what happened in this case?
Everyone knows that in all likelihood, someone probably just purchased a batch of contaminated ingredients by mistake.
That would make
But
sense.
you took all the blame. We all know why. You just didn't want to see this turn into a place where tensions are constantly running high. Because everyone's suspicious of each other all the time.
Yeah,
look at you.
okay.
A fry chef in the Fleuve Cendre.
What are you trying to say? Sure, the Spina's Tavern is no Hotel de Boer, but come on. It's not that bad. is
You're
it?
hurting Navia's feelings. Come on.
The Fleuve Cendre, you say? Great. That's where I'm downing from now on.
Wow, that's some reputation.
Monica, I'm very happy with my current job. And there's no changing the past. We just have to let bygones be bygones.
Yeah, you gotta move on.
Besides, at the end of the day, I was the head chef, regardless of whose mistake it was. Ultimately, the responsibility lay with me.
If only Savannah was half the boss you were.
Real bold saying that when you're still in the
Do you have a
building.
problem with my conduct as head chef?
Yeah, no, I had a feeling that was coming.
No, chef.
So, you do remember who's boss? Escoffier?
The immediate
Thought
mood
you'd left
switch.
this place for good. What are you doing back here?
All right, and then it builds back
What
up.
happened to you, Savannah? Why are you acting like this? When I turned this place over to you,
You made me the head chef and gave up your right to tell me how to do my job. You're not the boss here anymore. So stop acting like you own the place.
Was she?
Whoa. Sounds like someone has a chip on her shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh, Savannah!
Oh boy, we
My
got two
God, have you grown a
hot-headed
temper
people
since I last saw
faced
you?
against each other.
Have you put even half the amount of energy into improving your cooking skills, or are you still using the Pluie Lotus as an off-brand marcotte, thinking no one can tell the difference?
Oh my god.
That's none of your business!
What happened to not?
Yeah, I knew that wasn't gonna work out. It was destined.
Oh, I was not expecting to see something this spicy as soon as Escoffier returned.
What? Who is this man?
Fanny Shem?
Who is this man, and why is he the
Hi,
one man
ladies.
with an accent?
Might I make a humble suggestion? Given that we have ourselves a tête-à-tête between
Yeah, no.
chefs at the Hotel
Kitchen
de
Nightmares
Bord,
looks real different
I dare
now.
say it will be de rigueur to settle this the traditional way.
The traditional way? That can only mean one thing.
Oh boy, sounds like we're in for a history lesson.
That's right. I'm talking, of course, about the tradition
Yeah, a
established by
cook-off.
Modeste himself. The cooking contest.
Oh
According
boy.
to legend, the founders of Hotel de Boer, Modeste and Savelli, used this method to resolve all of their disputes. Everything from petty arguments over next week's menu to disagreements over the
I do
strategic
gotta say, it
direction of the
is very
restaurant.
funny having like
The cooking
one
contest
guy
would decide
who
who
has
had
a
the final
full-on
say.
accent. Most of them having like American accents,
they had a lot of
and
free
then
time in their
Escoffier
hands.
there trying her best at an
well, it might
American
sound that
accent
way to
and
us.
really just
But
not
in fact, the
succeeding.
cooking
But
contest
it's
played an
fine.
enormous role in motivating
I
chefs
honestly
to
find the
hone their
Escoffier
skills,
accent
reaching
endearing
new
more than
heights of
anything.
excellence in the culinary arts.
And this guy I just find
And
funny.
indeed, the reintroduction of this institution in recent years has surely been instrumental in transforming the Hotel de Boer into the top-ranking restaurant in Fontaine.
Reintroduction?
Yes, the
Someone
tradition
brought
of two
it back?
quests.
Who?
Just wait until we get to fucking Celestia and we have the god
What
of
say
cooking,
you,
and then we have a
Escoffier?
cook-off there.
Surely you, of all people, won't back down from this challenge. It was you who put the rule in place, after all.
Thought so. There's your answer, Paimon.
Sure, I reinstated it, but I'm not a chef at Hotel de Boer anymore. Isn't this bending the rules a little?
I also just realized we have not had a
I see
single
no
muted
issue as
character in
long
this
as both
entire
sides
story.
agree to the terms.
That is really nice, and now that I've
could
mentioned it, we
simply
probably
treat
will.
it as an exhibition of sorts. Savannah, any objections?
Exhibition. Huh.
Yeah, Goba.
If we're going to battle it out,
Oh,
let's
that
put
would
it
be
all on the
awesome
line.
if
I
Goba
lose,
became
it's up to you
playable
what
later.
happens to me.
I don't want anything to
Full
happen
power
to you.
once more.
But if you lose, you hand over the Codex de Boer to me.
Oh?
What? The Codex de Boer?
The Codex de Boer? What's that?
Only the legendary handbook written
Ah.
by the original head chef Modeste. It contains all his secret recipes, including Gâteau de Boer.
All
It's
right.
the greatest treasure in Fontaine's culinary world. And only the present and former head chefs of the Hotel de Boer have the right to read it.
Oh, that is very nice to hear.
And former. Wait, but that already includes Savannah, though.
What do you want that old thing for? You have your own copy, don't you?
Don't take me for a fool. You know perfectly well what I mean.
Hmm?
I want your copy, the original version, the one you took with you when you left us.
I'm sorry, I must be missing something. You know, there's no difference between the original and the copyright. They contain the exact same
I
recipes.
mean, I can understand
Stop
the
trying to change
reason
the
for
topic.
wanting to keep
What's
the
wrong,
original
Escoffier?
where
Scared
it
you're gonna lose
originated
to me?
from.
Or are you scared of me getting my hands on the original Codex?
Savannah, you may remember that we gave her the original as a parting gift.
Ah, I
To
see.
thank Escoffier
She
for
didn't
her
just take
years
it.
of service. Asking for it back feels a little,
Yeah, that's
oh,
a bit.
I'm sure it won't be an
a bit
issue.
rough.
As long as both sides agree to the terms. Those were your words, weren't they?
Yeah, as long as the
And
terms
as
are
for the
agreed to.
contest itself, let's make it a bake-off.
All right.
Gâteau de Boer, per the recipe in the Codex.
Okay.
Well, Escoffier, you against me. Are you in or out?
You sound surprisingly confident. All right then, let's see how much you've actually grown.
All right.
I hope you surprise me, Savannah. I'd hate to find out that all you've learned after this long is how to chew people's heads off.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'll show you.
This is like, I think, just the right amount of
Are you
stakes
sure
for a
this is
quest
a good
like this.
idea? You accepted her terms a little hastily.
Oh, it'll be fine.
While we're here, we can
Let's
talk
head
to
back
folks.
to Fleuve Cendres so I can get prepping.
All right.
I do apologize. This whole ordeal reflects rather poorly on us.
Wait, aren't you the boss? Can't you rein Savannah in a little?
I'm afraid it's not quite that simple.
Ah.
The Hôtel de Bord runs as more of a
Okay.
partnership, you see. It was founded by two friends.
All right,
Modeste
so one
and
runs the
Savelli,
hotel part,
and it's
one
been
runs
that way
the
ever since.
like kitchen.
So, while I am technically Savannah's boss, it's not really my place to interfere with the
Yeah, it
business
goes
of the
against
kitchen.
the
To be
spirit of
perfectly
the
honest
hotel.
with you, that's part of the reason why I suggested a cooking contest.
Yeah, okay.
If Escoffier wins, it would be the perfect opportunity for her to talk some sense into Savannah.
Yeah, or for
of
Savannah
course,
to
if she
dig her
wanted
heels
to
in more.
return, then... But anyway, I'm getting ahead of myself. Whatever the outcome, this contest will hopefully serve as a turning point for us. Please, pass on my best wishes to Escoffier.
All right.
I must say, Savannah surprised me with her confidence. Does she really believe she can best Escoffier in the kitchen?
Yeah, that is pretty bold.
I thought she was just blowing off steam when she first raised the idea to me.
What about you? You're just a random guy.
I can't believe I got to witness that firsthand. I only stopped by here for a quick meal.
Yeah, you got a lot more than you
I definitely got my
bargained for.
money's worth today.
All right, let's head back to whatever the name of the place is. I already forgot. The Fontaine names are so hard for me. Just French is not where my language knowledge is. Alrighty.
So, this whole bake-off thing kind of came out of nowhere. Was it really sensible to just go along with it?
Yeah, she'll just win.
Well, I got a sense that she's holding something back. But we
Okay.
chefs always express ourselves in our cooking. So if she won't talk, this might be the best way to find out what's really going on with her.
Fair.
Huh? Holding back? Sure didn't sound that way to Paimon.
Escoffier only picked up on it because she's the same
Yeah.
way. Always closed off, never letting you know what she really thinks.
That's patently false, at least where your macarons are concerned. I've been nothing but truthful with you about the disgraceful amount of sugar you use.
Okay.
Nothing gets between Navi and
That's
sweets.
one case where you can keep your thoughts to yourself.
So anyway, what's this Codex de Boer she's so obsessed with?
Oh, that? Well, it's not so much a recipe book as a diary of Modeste's adventures.
Oh, okay.
Back in the day,
I mean, some
he
of
and
the
his good friend Savelli
best
explored
cookbooks
far and
are
wide, partly
also
adventuring,
stories.
partly looking for new ingredients and developing new recipes. Their creations had an enormous influence on the course of Fontaine cuisine, turning it into a much more vibrant and diverse scene.
Neat.
For instance, legend has it that the original Gâteau de Boer was made using a special secret ingredient that Modeste discovered on one of his adventures.
And what might that
So
be?
rare was the ingredient that they could never make more than 16 slices of the cake per day. But everyone who tried it claimed that it was one of the most blissful
So the
and
reason
invigorating
for so
things they
little
had
was
ever
literally
tasted.
because of the ingredient.
Modeste and Savelli went on to found the original Hôtel de Boer,
Yeah.
which catapulted them to stardom in Fontaine's culinary world.
Cool.
Especially Modeste. He was hailed as a once-in-a-generation genius. And over time, the recipes from his adventure log became known as the Codex de Boer.
Ah, Paimon's heard this kind of story before. Armed with the Codex, the Hôtel de Boer took its rightful place as the finest restaurant in the land, serving those recipes for centuries to come.
I think you're reading
Something
a
like
few
that?
too many light novels,
What?
Paimon.
No, of course not. Cooking is a constantly
Yeah.
evolving art form. How could any restaurant survive if they only served food that was popular last century? Anyway,
fair.
never mind centuries. Savelli and Modeste parted ways not even 10 years after their rise
Oh,
to
wow.
fame. Then, Modeste passed away while he was still in his prime.
Oh, that's a shame.
And that was it. The end of the Hotel de Boer's heyday. It fell into decline, and for most of its history, it was just a nondescript place with a couple of cheap tables.
But now, in
It's
recent
only in
years,
recent
it's
decades
come
that it
back
started
thanks to people
recovering.
like Escoffier.
Even then, it still took numerous relocations and changes of management before we finally ended up with Vanigem and the restaurant
So
we
it's not
have
even
today.
the original location, just a name.
So the Codex really isn't all that, then. Paimon figured it was like one of those mystical books they have in Liyue's martial arts novels. Where the main
Slightly
character
different kind
learns
of
all their
novel.
secret powers from.
Yes, well, that's fiction.
Yeah.
And this is reality. You can't meet the tastes of modern diners by following some ancient recipes from a dusty old book.
Gotta innovate.
Case in point. Even the Gâteau de Bourg they sell now is actually Escoffier's reimagination.
Makes sense.
Wait, really? Why though? Didn't
Oh,
that
that's an
recipe make it
interesting
into the
detail. I didn't know that.
It did.
If that's the
but
case about
like I
cookbooks,
said,
that's
It's a
interesting.
dusty old book now, and the records aren't as legible as they
Yeah.
once were. Not to
Paimon
mention
has
that
been
there's no way
destroyed
of finding
by
the secret
fiction.
ingredient Modeste wrote about. So, reimagination is right. I consulted some historical records and took what I could from the Codex. But ultimately, the Gâteau de Bourg of today is my own recipe.
All right.
As for why we gave it the same name and kept the tradition of only selling 16 slices a day, well, you've got Vanigem's business sense to thank for that.
Okay.
Oh. Huh. Well, that kind of
It's
takes
all
all the
business.
mystique out of it.
Keep the supply
now,
low and the demand will be
It might not
high.
be the original Gâteau de Bourg, but it's still the most delicious cake in Fontaine today. And who knows? Maybe Escoffier's version is more suited to your palate. Just think, if the original truly was the perfect cake you're imagining it to be, there's no way the recipe would have been lost to history, right? Not to mention that the Hotel de Bourg never would have fallen into a slump.
I suppose, unless nobody else could make it as good as the original chefs.
Anyway, before I left my role as head chef, I made a copy of all the recipes from the Codex, including my own improved versions, and turned them over to Savannah.
Yeah.
So why is she so interested in the original copy? Could it be a symbolic thing? Like, whoever holds the original Codex de Bourg is the true head chef.
God.
Well, it was
That would be
clearly
insane if
precious
Paimon
enough to give
starts
to
fourth wall
Escoffier as
breaking.
a parting gift. Meanwhile, Savannah only got a copy. Maybe from her
That would be
point of view,
absolutely insane.
it's like
Just at some
management
point,
doesn't truly see
Paimon
her
just
as
turns
being
to the
worthy of the
camera and
role.
goes, I definitely won't
You
be the
think
final
so?
boss. What are you talking about?
The only thing is, it was her suggestion to give me the original in the first place. Well, a joint decision by her and Vanigem. But still.
What? Huh.
Okay.
Guess she's had a major change of heart since she became head chef. Yeesh.
Who knows? We could speculate forever. Better to just let our Gato do the talking.
And what does that mean exactly?
It means vesting her in this bake-off.
All
and
right.
then getting her to explain herself. Even if I have to beat it out of her with a spatula.
That is assault, so maybe not. You don't mince words.
However much she's changed since we worked together, I believe that she still has her chef's pride. And if she respects the art, she'll respect the outcome of our contest.
I hope so.
Well, I'm confident that you and your spatula can get justice for Froment. All you need to do now is win the contest. But that should be a breeze for you.
Hopefully.
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Gâteau de Bourg is very complicated to make. Usually, it takes 3 chefs working in tandem to cover everything.
And that's where
Now,
we come
if I
in.
had to push it, I could probably do the work of 3 chefs myself. But I'd prefer to play it safe if I can find a couple of
Yeah.
assistants in time.
Well, that's easy. The 3 of us are veterans in the kitchen. You just need to pick 2 of us.
Well, I have heard the Traveler is an accomplished cook,
Yeah.
as well
yeah,
as a
we
warrior.
do a lot of cooking.
But be warned, I will hold you to exceptionally high standards. Think you're up to the task?
Bring it on.
Oh, count me in too. I've spent weeks perfecting my macarons after your scathing review. Even if it means competing against the Traveler, so be it. I'll show you what I'm made of.
Alrighty.
Confident. I like it. All right, let's start with some elementary mise en
Yeah, just
place.
grab Zhang
Show me your knife skills.
All right. Ooh, mechanics. Okay. Show Escoffier your knife skills. Use normal attack to cut the fruit. It seems she will collect the slices and process them into some sublime substance.
I've always called
Okay.
it chopping stuff up, not mise en place. But it's basically the same thing, right?
Oh,
Okay.
Navia. The
Hmm.
Looks like you found that easier than I expected.
I guess I should have waited for the lines.
Yeah, thankfully it was pretty straightforward in the end. You made it sound like we'd be carving statues out of fruits or something.
God, that fucking coffee pasta.
Well, brace yourself, because the next step is anything but straightforward. I'll be using this cold press to extract flavor compounds from the ingredients.
All right, what's a cold press?
A kind of special food processor I got the Fontaine Research Institute to make for me.
All right.
It uses cold temperature extraction to isolate the essence of cooking ingredients, which can then be used to flavor dishes more precisely. But this isn't exactly standard kitchen equipment, so that probably didn't make a whole lot of sense. Let me give you a demonstration
All
instead.
right. Presumably this is setting us up to be able to do this under a time crunch or something. Tap elemental skill to accelerate. All right. Then use normal attacks to let it do its work. Okay.
Custom-made equipment from the Fontaine Research Institute, huh? That's some pretty high-tech food prep. I've never used anything this weird before.
All right.
Cool.
Once again, I should have waited. Oh well.
And done. These are the flavor compounds extracted from our ingredients. I processed all the fruit you chopped up earlier.
Alrighty.
Wow! Even the smell is so much more concentrated. What next? Do we add all this stuff in?
Absolutely not. Throwing everything in at once will ruin the balance of flavors.
Yeah, you gotta be
We have
precise.
to go slowly and carefully to calibrate the exact flavor we want. I'll demonstrate again. Now, watch closely.
Alright. Okay. The flavorings you got from can adjust the flavor profile of the dish. Strike a balance between fruity flavors and floral flavors to adjust said flavor profile. Okay.
Slowly and
Okay, I see. So it's literally just based on the numbers. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So if we throw that in and this in, that should balance. Real simple. Alright. A little animation to go with it.
And voila! Now it's your turn.
Okay. Alright.
Not terrible. Considering this was everyone's first time blending flavor extracts, it could have been worse. But the traveler's work was surprisingly good.
Very good,
Are
very
you
good.
sure you've never done this before? You got almost perfect results on your first try.
All thanks to my excellent teacher.
That goes without saying. Still, credit where credit's due. You did well.
Alright.
All right,
Praise from
now for the
Escoffier.
part
Rare.
I've been looking forward to. I want each of you to cook something from the Hotel du Bois' current menu.
Okay.
I'll judge your submissions and give you a final score.
Final score.
That's right. The true test of your cooking skills is the finished product. It'll be good practice for the contest itself. Now get to it. Chop chop!
Alright. How much freedom do we have in this?
How's it going?
Oh, is it literally just... Yeah, okay. I don't have much, so let's just do some delicious rainbow macarons. Escoffier's face lights up as you present your finished dish.
Look at that! With the grace of a snow-winged goose, as I like to say. Now, let the grating
She really
commence.
likes goose. Or geese, rather.
Pretty good, right? Not to brag or anything, but Paimon's a bit of a connoisseur when it comes to la food.
Please stop, Paimon.
6 points.
6 out of...
Well, fair enough.
Out of 10?
Paimon doesn't cook all that often, so as long as it's a pass.
Listen, I think that
That's
might be...
6 out of 100.
Okay, there it is. Yeah.
You say you're a connoisseur.
Yeah,
but
the
it's
reading
quite clear
comprehension
from this
of,
dish that you have far more experience
Genshin players is
consuming
not always
food
the
than
highest.
creating it. By that logic, I suppose you think listening to Lady Farina on repeat every day would make you an opera singer.
Aww.
Oh, me next. I'll have you know that this batch of macarons
We're literally comparing
has 2 whole
macarons.
tablespoons less sugar than my previous ones.
Impressive.
So you went from 12 tablespoons
I had a feeling.
to 10? Well, it's nice to know you actually measured it out. Because it tastes like you just threw in whatever was left in the jar. 6 points.
Yeah, the little broken heart was a very good touch. Yikes. She's a harsh judge.
Now to the final dish.
So, what do you think?
This is our last hope.
8 points.
Yo, that's better.
Darn, that's barely higher than what we got.
Listen, those were in my bag for
Not
like
exactly.
a year, it's fine.
The color is spot on. Beautiful aroma. Excellent presentation.
Okay, so what's wrong? Oh, the little animation is nice.
I have to give this one 8 points.
There it
out of
is.
10. Maybe even 9 points.
Huh? How did you pull that off?
Listen, I'm just better. It's all that practice from cooking for you, Paimon.
Don't get
Ignore
me
the
wrong.
fact that probably
There's
those were
room
from
for
like a quest
improvement.
or something.
But still, this is
As a
clearly the
reward.
work of an accomplished chef. I can tell that you've put many hours of work into honing your skills in the kitchen. I can really taste
I don't even
the
know
grace
if I
of the
have the
snowy
recipe
juice
for
in
that.
this dish. The traveler's journey, with all its trials, tribulations, and setbacks.
Yeah,
Not
main
to mention
character
the
privilege for
frustrations
sure.
of having a picky eater for a partner.
Hey, you made that last part up! No way did you taste that!
Well, it looks like I lost fair and square.
All right,
I guess you'll be taking the Traveler as one of your assistants then?
presumably.
It's 3 chefs, that still leaves 1 slot remaining. Maybe Paimon and Navia should keep practicing and see how it goes?
Chef Escoffier!
Yeah, very much. We very well may be a fraud.
It's Hilaire! What brings you here?
I heard the news about the cooking contest. You're doing Gâteau de Bourg, right? I was just wondering if you needed any help.
Child
You
labor?
think you're up to the task, do you?
Oh, no, I know I'm not there yet.
Okay.
It's actually my dad who wanted to help.
He does not look great. Are we sure he's in good enough
Dear
condition?
Ma, last I heard, you could barely get out of bed.
Chef Escoffier, Navia, Traveler, thank you
Yeah,
all
he
so
doesn't
much
sound
for
great
everything you're
either.
doing for me and my family. I've had enough of sitting around at home while you run yourselves ragged. If you let me, I'd like to help you win this cooking contest.
As long as you're not so sick that you're
Yeah.
messing up the food.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Don't you worry, I'll be fine. I'm feeling much better now.
Sure.
I'm sorry. I know I've
guess
been rather useless
being
these
able to
past few
stand
days,
is better than
but
bedridden,
Not
but-
anymore. The fact is, I'm a fine chef, despite recent events. I've proven myself in the Hotel de Bourg kitchen, so if anyone's qualified to work under Chef Escoffier, it's me. I think. I mean,
Yeah, no, I'll welcome a
I
child
hope so.
into my workplace
Dear
anytime,
Ma,
but a sick
have
man?
you even set
No.
foot in a kitchen since leaving Hotel de Bourg?
I have not, but I'm fully rested now.
Sure.
I know I can handle it. I'll prove it. Let me whip something up for you right now.
Don't push yourself. You have a perfectly healthy child right there that could do the work.
That's strange. Why are my hands shaking?
Because you're still sick? Yeah, you're not doing great, my guy.
What do you call this for, Mom?
Ah, but also trauma? Okay.
Can't seem to grip my knife.
Do it again! Again!
Didn't quite expect Workplace trauma.
Hopeless. Get out of my kitchen yesterday.
Yeah, that ain't great.
Dad, what's wrong?
Perhaps this is more of a
I don't
psychological
understand.
illness.
I was feeling so much better, and then will I never be able to work in a kitchen again?
Dad, talk to me. What happened?
I think the real issue here is not physical exhaustion, but psychological trauma.
Yes, yes it is.
Monica, when did you get here?
Even I didn't notice you arrive.
Probably because you were all concentrating so hard on your cooking. I didn't want to interrupt your flow.
Uh-huh.
But anyway, Firma, I'm so sorry. If only I'd known how serious your situation was, I would have stood up for you sooner.
You have nothing to apologize for, Monica. During those long nights of redoing every order, you were the only person who looked out for me.
Oh, come on. All I did was make you some tea.
That
I
still
doubt it
helps.
was much help. Savannah was so ruthless toward you.
Still something.
I probably should have brought you something stronger.
She sounds like the worst. All right, another Savannah horror story. Let's hear it.
Oh boy.
She's been getting harsher and harsher on us ever since she heard about Escoffier's new role in the Fleuve Cendre. Seems like no matter what we make, she'll find something wrong with it.
What is this? It looks like a dog's been at it. In the trash now!
That looks like a pretty good meal to me.
Then she orders us to redo the dish again and again, but we never know what's going to make her happy.
She was also being berated.
Do it again, do it again, do it again!
Every time you remake it, you just get another earful from her.
Either straighten yourself out or get out of my kitchen!
The fact that more people haven't
So
just
now,
quit is wild.
It seems like just picking up a kitchen utensil gives me flashbacks of her yelling at me.
Oh man, that must be awful.
The more I want to get it perfect, the more my hands shake, and the more scared I am of
Yeah,
making another mistake.
vicious cycle.
How can you give up so easily, Firma? You weren't a quitter when you
Yeah,
were
no, I
working
ate
for
dinner
me.
immediately prior
And
to
even under
stream,
Savannah,
so
you talk about working
I'm
late
also
into the
good,
night trying
luckily.
to perfect your dishes.
Because God, did that food
that
look
says
nice.
to me that you still hadn't lost that determination to prove yourself. What changed?
I don't know what's come over me. When I think back, I just remember feeling like my heart and my hands were growing heavier.
Well, I
and
mean,
heavier as the shift went on.
Being a
Each time I had to
chef
redo
is,
a dish,
like,
my
your
heart
whole,
sank
like,
a little further.
dream and life goal,
Maybe
and then
Savannah
someone
was
makes
right.
you believe that you're
Maybe
completely
I am
inadequate.
just
Of course,
hopeless
it's
at
going to be
this.
traumatic.
Dad.
I see. Well, it sounds like there are some deep issues at work here. Ones that won't be resolved by merely seeking compensation. I will win this contest, and after that, I encourage you to approach Savannah and talk this out.
But
Okay.
what if you can't find another assistant in time? Clearly, I'm in no state to help out.
You think being one person short will ruin my chances?
She did say
Let's
she
not
probably could
forget,
do the work of
I
three.
taught you and her everything you know. Even if I had to go it alone, I would present the perfect gâteau.
But she has us.
Well, Paimon and Nadia will still keep practicing, just in case.
And so will I.
What is that pose?
Yeah! And if worse comes to worse, we can always get the Spina di Rosula to put out an emergency call for chefs. There's gotta be someone out there, right?
Gee, I wonder.
Actually, I thought
Yeah.
maybe I could help.
I had a feeling.
That's sort of why I'm here.
What?
Mutiny.
Why didn't you say so?
I was going to, but then, well, this is the first chance I got.
You do this for us? Thank you so much, Monica.
It's not too surprising.
All right, fine by me. But aren't you still working for Savannah? Joining the other side seems like a guaranteed way to put your future employment in jeopardy.
Hypothetically.
I know, but it's all right. I've made up my mind. With the way things are, I can't keep working for
Yeah.
Savannah much longer anyway.
That is the healthy choice.
Unless I want to become the next Firma. I'm done with sucking it up. It's time to try and turn things around.
Yeah.
If this cooking contest can get Savannah to see the error of her ways, then I'm sure she'll forgive me for this.
Hopefully.
Well, Hyman didn't think we'd be poaching from Savannah's staff to get our third person, but there you go. Anyway, Monica's a professional chef, so nothing could possibly go wrong now.
Definitely.
Great.
No red
Then it's
flags were
settled.
just set. What do you
And
say?
to congratulate you all on making the team, I propose a Spina-sponsored meal to celebrate.
All right.
Spina sponsored? Wait, you mean I'm cooking?
Well, I promised the traveler a feast in the Fleuve Cendre, and I know how much you've been looking forward to it.
Yeah! Feast, feast, feast!
I can help cook. It'll be good practice for the contest.
All right, if you insist. Then prepare for some of the finest
Oh
food
yeah,
of your
well,
lives.
of course, if any of them didn't have any other, like, immediate job prospects. Ooh, that's just a nice little art. Escoffier opted for a huge variety of dishes. Thankfully, both of us are skilled enough that, even though it was our first time working together, we had a great rapport.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Wait, hold on. You need to finesse that further.
Interesting, so we're the one who can get along with Escoffier. He dished out plenty of praise and taught me an awful lot too. The time seemed to fly by. Protagonist privilege, I
That was
guess.
a dream come true.
But yeah, no,
I
very
never
much I
knew
think the pay
Fontanian
would be
cuisine
like
could
the
be
only
this
thing that would keep people
good.
working there, other than just like their own pride. Because presumably in Fontaine, there's nowhere more high reputation than the Hotel de Boer, unless Escoffier makes
Why,
somewhere else
Savannah?
more like
Why?
popular. What are you up to?
Oh, nothing. I was just flicking through the original Codex de Boer.
And questioning why she wants it so much?
I wanted to see if there was anything I'm missing. Something I hadn't noticed before. That might
Yeah.
explain why Savannah's so desperate to get her hands on it. But I can't find anything. It's just some hastily scribbled recipes in between diary entries from Modeste's adventuring phase. And most of it's not even legible anymore.
Ah.
The copy I gave her not only has all the recipes in full, but even includes my own private tips and notes from years of
A
experience.
more refined version.
Surely that's infinitely more useful than this old thing.
Yeah. For her, it's probably not about how useful it is, and more an issue of head chef's pride.
Yeah.
Yep. Pride
maybe.
is a big thing.
Still, it's just hard for me to imagine that the Savannah I knew would go to all this effort just to make a point.
Were you two friends?
We were. At least I always thought we were.
I imagine you were, and then
She
something
was
changed.
a little shy, but meticulous with everything and everyone she dealt with.
Okay.
She made a few mistakes here and there, but she was quick to correct them whenever they were pointed out. And she was always striving to improve as a chef. Those qualities are why I recommended her to replace me
Yeah.
as head chef.
It's
I
absolutely
never imagined
like
for
power
one
play
second that she'd cause
for like
Fiamma and the
reputation
other
and pride
staff
purposes.
so much grief.
It sounds like you feel partly responsible.
Well, I mean,
I like that
to
they
an
show her
extent,
tail
of
to
course.
show her
I pushed
reaction a
hard
little
for her
bit,
to
even
get
if
the
it is
role.
just like a mechanical device.
And the idea that she turned out like this because of me is difficult to come to terms with.
Yeah, no, that would be difficult
I
for
wonder
anyone.
if this is how Modeste felt back when he was writing the Codex.
Speaking of Modeste, didn't he have a falling out with someone as well?
Yes, with his good friend and co-founder of the Hotel de Boer, Savelli. The story goes that after Modeste unveiled his Gâteau de Boer and was hailed as a culinary genius, he was admired and adored by all. But his newfound fame slowly drove him and Savelli apart.
Yeah.
Unlike Modeste,
Once again, a case of
whose every
pride.
new creation was an instant hit. Savelli seemed to face setbacks at every turn.
Okay.
Doors that would swing wide open for Modeste would shut in Savelli's face.
Yeah.
And with Modeste being whisked off to all manner of functions by his celebrity friends, he had less and less time to discuss the culinary arts with Savelli.
Yeah,
People
okay.
started gossiping
Definitely
about
would
Savelli,
drive a wedge.
and the relationship between the two gradually soured.
So what happened to them ultimately?
Everything came to an abrupt end when Modeste, still in the prime of his life and still hailed as a genius, suddenly died from an acute illness.
Huh.
And
Okay.
that was it. They neither had a decisive split, nor got the chance to properly reconcile. Their story just came to an end.
As they usually
One
do,
rumor had it that
unfortunately.
Savelli actually killed Modeste out of jealousy.
I'm not
even as
surprised.
latter
The
was
thought
hoping
occurred to
make
me.
amends.
Is it true?
Unlikely. It's a popular theory, but
Yeah.
there's no real basis for it. At least there are no records of
There's a
Savelli ever being
hypothetical
convicted
motive,
of a crime.
but it's shaky at
Still,
best.
beyond a point, there's no way of knowing what truly happened in the past. All we can do is try to make sure the present doesn't quite go as badly.
Yeah?
And that's
Yeah?
why I have to win this contest tomorrow. Then get the truth about everything
Can't have
that's
the
been
history
going
repeating
on,
itself.
even if it means cracking her open like a nut.
With me on the team, there's no way we can lose. Yeah, let's be
Really?
prideful.
Well, I like the confidence. Don't let me down tomorrow, then. You better bring your A game.
Alright, will do. Ah, the next day. Gonna talk to her real quick
Savannah
first.
isn't all sizzle and no steak.
That's a turn of
After all the
phrase.
work we put in, it would kind of be a shame if tomorrow was a complete cakewalk.
Alright. Time for the obligatory wait until later in the day. I'm enjoying this quest so far. Like I said earlier briefly, I think this is like the perfect amount of stakes for a character like Escoffier. They don't need... it has to be the next day. Because of the kind of character Escoffier is, it doesn't need to shoehorn in, like, fighting or combat or things like that. I feel like it's perfectly fine as is, just being the stakes of the Hotel de Boer, the chefs themselves, and, like, that kind of stuff.
It's cooking contest day!
Yeah.
To the Hotel de Boer! Toot sweet!
Alright, off we go. Anyways, now that I've said that it doesn't need fighting or anything, we'll just,
you
like,
hear
go
the
in here
news?
and then it'll be filled with
coming back
pills
for
or
a
something.
cooking contest.
Ah,
Wait, seriously?
okay.
Escoffier in a cooking contest?
Lots of
Now
gossip.
that I've got to see.
I don't get it. Why would anyone in their right mind challenge her to a cooking contest?
Maybe it's because they aren't in their right mind.
Mesdames et
Ah,
messieurs,
it's all set up for us.
welcome one and all to the Hotel de Boer and to this most exciting of cooking contests.
Savannah, I brought
No,
the
we
original
just
copy
step
of the codex
inside
you
and
asked
Savannah is pointing a gun at us. That would be
Monica?
insane. Hiding behind Escoffier. Fair,
In the
honestly.
interests of fairness, this contest will be conducted in
Ah.
a double-blind format. Once the dishes are complete, they will be sent to the back of the kitchen where they'll each receive a label.
Okay.
The labels will be placed out of sight underneath the plates, only to be revealed after the judges have sampled them and
Makes
reached
sense.
a final
That way
verdict.
there is no
This is to
favoring
ensure that no one will
of
know which
any
dish
kind.
is made by which contestant.
That's
As one
fairly
of the
smart,
judges,
actually.
I promise to be fair and impartial.
Okay.
When my meal got interrupted yesterday, I never thought this is how they'd make it up to me.
Wait.
Getting a seat on the judging
Oh my
panel is
God.
a pretty sweet deal.
Both
It must be
contestants have
great
taken
to
their
be that
positions.
guy.
Then, without further ado, let the Hotel de Boer cooking contest commence!
Alright, let's get to it. I love that they've done these, like, split screen shots in general a lot more. Alright. Minimum amount of flavorings. Okay. Make some gâteau de boer using Escoffier's pan to ba-ba-ba. You can start the flavoring process at the seasoning table after obtaining... Okay, yeah. Cool. Add enough of both before aiming to balance the flavors out. Okay.
Monica, Traveler, it's go time. Let's do this.
Okay.
Alphonse,
Cut
Gaspar,
these.
get to work! Do not disappoint me.
Let me cut it. Okay, there.
Looks like our two
And
head chefs
then
are raring to go.
got
Like
this.
an oven on full blast, this competition is quickly hit.
That should be enough flavoring. Now hurry up and balance the flavor.
Alright, yeah, let's do it. Okay, so once again, we're 4 off. So if we were to do 6 into 2, there we have it. Perfect, efficient, nice. We've done it. Ah.
Come on, Escoffier! Come on, traveler!
Thanks for the support there, Navia. Next layer. Do we just repeat the process? Ah, yeah, that'd be annoying. RNG always is a bit rough. But playing around the RNG can also be nice and fun. Alright, I don't know if this is actually already active, but just gonna do it anyways.
What are you playing at? That's not how I taught you.
I knew it, she'd start yelling. Okay. So we need to go 4 back that way. So this would solve it on its own, but we want 2 of these. So if we do that, and that, and that, there we have it. Good old math. I can do simple single-digit math.
So, what do you think?
Paimon, your enthusiasm is doing wonders. Do we do a final tier? Yep. Let's see if we can do this. Okay. We've got a lot more leaning that way. Just gonna keep re-upping this, even if I don't need to.
Escoffier is already on the final step of the recipe. Let's
Okay.
check on Savannah's progress.
Okay, so we need 2 of each, and we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It says it right there. What am I doing? So 2 of each. These 2 would get all of it, but then we wouldn't be able to fit those. Where if we do both of those, it would get us 3 beyond, which means that, tricky. So not ideal circumstances. Okay. I guess, can I fish for other ingredient pieces?
I think this flavor profile is still a little bit
Okay, so it replaces
off.
like that. Yeah, so we need... What we need is big on that, small on this. Okay, so there's... Okay, there's less there now, so let's cut up some here. That's good. That's good. Let's see what we can do with this. I don't need to go back here every time, but just it works for my brain. So we could do 11, which would mean we're 3. Once again, we still don't have good enough. And they're still only on the first page. Okay. So realistically, I just need like a 1 or something. That is not a 1. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep at this until I get what I need. That's a 3. That's not good. The fishing begins. Jesus Christ. Yeah. Okay, the double 2. We can... Oh, but now I'm losing the 2. Okay. I need to be smarter about this. And we want big on these. Okay. Now we need better on here. This is rough. Oh, need to re-up this. I want small. Okay, why am I getting such big ones? Okay. This is not ideal. Okay. What the hell? Realistically, what I need is either to get double 6s on the reds, or to get a 2 and a 1 here, but I don't even know if I can get a 1 here. So I need double 2s and double 6s if at all possible, which means they need to be close together. Just looking back, they're still not even on the second tier. Okay, I have time. What the fuck is this? Pure fucking RNG. It feels like I might be doing something wrong, but I don't know what else I'd be doing. I keep getting big. Okay, let's just jump back here for a minute. That is not what I need. Neither is that. Why is this one so rough? Okay, I'll cut one more. That is not what I need. Alright,
Off to the freezer!
Okay, I want... Okay, 2. God damn it. What the fuck am I supposed to do about this? Because this is so tight if we want to do it properly. Oh, you can... I should have finished reading what you had said. Alright, I should have finished reading your comment. That is very helpful. Let me get these first to just fish out the double 6. Alright, I got a 6. I can realistically just cut a little bit more. This is what I get for not reading, your, just chat. Alright. We throw in the 6, and then we throw in the 6, and then I leave, and I get blues. I was trying to get that, like, on its own. Holy shit. What was I doing?
A little amuse-bouche!
Okay, but I need the double 2, which realistically can just be the 1, 2. Okay, there's both of them. God, that is easier. Okay. I made that way harder for myself than I needed it to be. Apologies for that.
You can't match Escoffier's talent.
Alright, let's see how this goes. Definitely could have done that faster if I had realized how the mechanics worked.
I present to you...
I don't know why I thought it had to go in one... Having us use the burst, fun. Fun way to integrate her character, like, kit into things. Anyways, God, I want cake now. I'm not even that big of a cake guy, but God.
That was perfect! We were like a flock of snowing geese, completely
God,
in
that
sync,
time could have been like
gracefully
3 minutes
and
shorter.
elegantly together. Great work, team.
Oh, it could have been so much better. I wonder if they'll do anything with those mechanics later. Like, in something else.
Time's up! Contestants, please, take your dishes to the back.
It would obviously have to be modified so that it's not directly reliant on Escoffier, but...
Huh. That guy was right. You really can't tell whose is whose just by looking at them.
We both made the same dish after all. For all her flaws, Savannah's a talented chef who earned my recommendation for good reason. She wouldn't screw up something as elementary as the cake's appearance.
Whoa! This is really rather good.
Of course the guy that's just like a random dude is gonna say they're good.
Sweet. This is a masterclass
Yeah,
in
God,
how to make
cooking Mama in
gâteau de
Genshin would
bois.
be insane.
I would give this one at least 9.9 out of 10.
That is
Only
almost perfect.
because there's something about the flavor of the base. It's just a little different from the recipe I'm used to.
Oh.
Huh? Really?
Why did we let this man be one of the judges?
All right, on to gâteau number 2. I haven't had a single bite, and already this aroma is a delight to the senses.
I have a feeling that this gâteau will be a gâteau for the ages.
God, they're really glazing it.
Exciting! I'm gonna dig in.
This guy's just here to vibe.
I think maybe someone got a little
Did
carried away
Navia
when
get her
we were
hands
having
on
the
something?
sugar.
Not just the sugar, it's the flavors too. This is all over the place.
Okay, so the
Who made
aroma
this?
was good, but the flavor is bad.
It appears the decision is unanimous. This gâteau is far below the standard we would expect.
I'm assuming that's not ours, but
And Paimon thought this might actually be close. Turns out she can't bake to save her life.
actually now that Paimon is saying that, she spent half the time just berating her staff.
Something's not right
Yeah.
here. Savannah may not be perfect, but no way is she this sloppy.
Yeah, I'm getting worried.
I can now declare that the creator of the first gâteau has won this
Are we a
cooking
fraud?
contest.
Did we fuck
Now,
up?
all that remains is to turn the plate over and reveal the chef's name underneath.
Yeah, just dump the food off.
It's Savannah?
Yeah, I had a feeling.
No, that's impossible.
We're frauds.
Hey, Savannah, you cheated, didn't you? You cheater! What did you do? Oh, you swapped the plates, didn't you?
God, fucking Paimon.
Well, someone's a sore loser. These cakes went from the oven to the judge's table without me ever laying a finger on them. And everyone here can attest to that. It was
Yeah.
Van Gem's staff
God,
who
I wish I
labeled
had a
them in the
soundboard
kitchen.
sometimes.
If you're looking to accuse someone, why don't you start with them? Isn't it more likely that Escoffier's lost her edge?
It's not that simple.
Oh, or maybe her assistants let the team down.
You take that back!
Number
Judges,
one hater,
We demand
Paimon.
a rematch.
Monica?
That's enough. What's done is done. As head chef, or rather as team lead, I take responsibility for the dish I served. Whatever went wrong,
Yeah, what
and
about the
however
decorating?
it happened, I should have spotted it. Savannah, I didn't think you'd stoop this low just to beat me in a bake-off. What happened to your chef's pride?
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
If you want the Codex de Boer that much, you can have it. Escoffier, no! But you must promise me that you'll apologize to Firma and compensate him for everything you put him through.
Yeah.
It's a little late to be negotiating terms. The contest is over and I won. That means you owe me the Codex, and I owe you nothing.
But you owe your staff a
Look,
lot.
Savannah, you may have fooled everyone else, but can you really fool yourself?
Mmm.
What I'm offering is to accept defeat without looking to expose what you've done.
Gotta speak up, Monica?
But only on the condition that you promise to stop putting so much pressure on your staff.
Yeah.
Fine. I'll treat this as your final handover of duties from one head chef to the next. So, will that be all, ex-head chef? Or is there any other unfinished business you'd like to leave in my hands?
Yeah.
I didn't mean
the
that to be
amount of
scolding from your
psychological
former
damage
boss.
she has done to
Just
that man.
a word of advice from a
is,
fellow chef and a
like,
friend.
literally criminal.
But I don't know if you're even open to input from other people anymore.
I know what I'm doing. I don't need your advice.
All right, fine. I'm glad
Definitely
to hear
sounds
it.
like you're open to input.
Escoffier!
The Codex de Boer! Finally. Now, at long last, I will succeed.
Yeah, yeah.
Escoffier, how could you let her get away with this?
Because she's gonna have to face reality that the Codex de Boer does not make her automatically a better chef.
Doesn't that mean anything to you?
It's all right. It was just a bake-off.
And she
not the end
clearly
of the
didn't
world.
have nearly as much
I'm
investment
already
in the
over it.
book.
Besides, it's not all bad. She agreed to compensate Firma.
That part is good.
That's mission accomplished for the Spina. Honestly, if I'd have known that giving her the Codex would solve everything,
I'd have just done that in the first place. I mean, why bother with a whole cooking contest? It's such a waste of time and energy.
Sure, your tsundere may or may not be showing. But Escoffier? Privately, I'm sure she's devastated, but what's done is done. Yeah, your tsundere is very much showing, Escoffier.
No. No!
Wow, it took so little time.
Huh?
The crash out is here.
That's it? No secrets, no nothing? I don't believe it. This can't be happening.
Oh my god.
Chef Savannah.
She just fucking passes out.
Savannah?
Yeah, no, if we bring her to court, absolutely.
It's nothing life-threatening. Just a lot of pent-up stress and exhaustion.
Stress has been everything. She's been lashing out at everyone because she is stressed.
Pent-up stress?
Yeah,
the truth is,
who would have thought that
however hard she
Fontaine,
might be
the
on the rest of
theater
us,
nation, would
the
have
person
a
she
lot
puts
of
the most pressure
drama?
on is herself.
Yes, there are nights when she makes us redo things over and over into the wee hours. But for her, it's every night.
Yeah.
She'll hide herself away in the kitchen, working on new techniques and recipes, and only realize how long she's been at it when we come to work the following
So she's
morning.
the unhealthy version of Escoffier.
Why? Why would she do that?
Our best guess is she doesn't want to be seen as less of a chef
Pressure
than
of being
Escoffier.
the successor
And
to
there
such
it
a
is.
popular chef.
Even so, that's no excuse for taking her anger out on the
Yeah,
rest
it's
of
not
you.
an excuse, but it is an explanation.
Definitely no excuse for cheating in the cooking contest.
About that, we honestly have no idea how she did it. We were focused on our own work the whole time, like she asked.
Leone and Algalia were the ones I tasked with labeling the cakes. I've already spoken to them both. They're at a loss to explain it too.
So we have a mystery on our hands.
Not to worry. Come on, join me downstairs. I'll interrogate the guilty gâteau myself.
Oh. Alrighty. How's she doing? Alright, not good. Cool.
Well, how is it? Have you figured out what it was?
Oh, this is aggravated assault on my palate.
Oh my god.
I'd rather eat wet cement than this.
God.
Is it really that bad? I made sure the taste tested before it was served.
God, I wish Paimon would bring her detective
Relax.
glasses out.
This isn't your cake. Savannah never switched the plates.
Oh.
The offending flavors are coming from in between the icing and the cake base, which means
Gee, I
someone
wonder who it
tampered
could
with
be.
it while it was being made. Or in other words, we have a traitor in our midst.
Oh my god, an imposter, perhaps? Who is among us? I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I was forced into it.
Ah, coercion?
It was Chef Savannah.
Yeah.
She said if I didn't cooperate, she would...
Okay.
Calm down,
I
Monica.
love
I've already
emotional
accepted
and mental
defeat.
abuse.
And if I wanted retribution,
gets the
I would
job
have brought
done.
this up when the results were announced. Whatever's going on with you, just spill the beans. There's no need to hide it.
Yeah, the fact that we don't have Paimon, like, actually in-game as a pet is sort of wild.
I was the one who caused
Really,
the
I
food
could
safety
see-
incident that one time.
Oh, wow.
Food safety.
That's a reveal.
Wait, you mean the Lumaline incident? So you
I had a feeling it would
procured
come
the
back
contaminated
around
ingredients?
because, I mean, why bring it up
I-
otherwise?
I
But
think so. Savannah and I were on procurement that day. I didn't check everything as well as I should have, and so I let contaminated ingredients make it into the kitchen.
oh, her
But
and
I swear
Savannah.
I didn't do it on purpose. I had no idea there was an issue with them, and I didn't
Yeah.
know it would end up with Escoffier
So it wasn't
going
intentional,
to jail.
but the two of
The
them
last thing I expected was for
accidentally
Savannah
caused
to use it as
Escoffier to
leverage
go
to
to
blackmail
jail.
me with.
And now both of them are reacting in very bad ways.
It's crazy. So Savannah pressured you into sabotaging Escoffier's cake by threatening to expose your secret if you didn't?
I know, it's terrible. I'm so sorry. I
Blackmail
was
gets the
so
job
scared.
done.
The thought of Chef Escoffier finding out that I put her in jail?
It's not your fault.
It made me freeze up with fear. I thought Escoffier would hate my guts if she ever found out, and yet somehow that's ended up in me doing something even worse.
Yeah.
Seriously? All this fuss over a little slip-up?
Yeah, knew it. Escoffier is not the kind of person to care.
Firstly, it's not like I got a life sentence. I did my stint at the fortress, and now I'm out.
Yeah.
And secondly, I had my own reasons for leaving the Hotel de Boer.
Ah,
this wasn't the only
she
factor.
actually already wanted to change.
You don't need to feel ashamed or frightened or anything like that. Any more than you need to add butter when you're pan-searing foie gras.
You mean...
Yeah, though I didn't have any real prediction of why she was the mole, I definitely realized pretty quickly
you should tell Vanisham to mark down your performance for the past few months. Then do some digging and find out exactly where those contaminated ingredients came from. Sure, you've made mistakes, but now's the time to fix them.
Yeah, exactly.
Understood?
Blackmail is rough.
Understood.
Bad connotations. Extortion, that's better.
Good. Now, back to Savannah. What about the original codex would compel her to resort to blackmail?
Yeah, she thought there was some kind of secret. She fell for the fucking novel
Not that I've got any
storyline
proof
idea.
to back them up, though. Ugh. What happened to me?
Oh, waking up?
I've overheard some customers murmuring about how the Hotel de Boer hasn't been the same since Escoffier left. They think our menu doesn't taste like it used to, especially our signature items.
Like the Gâteau de Boer?
Now that you mention it, I noticed it during the contest too. I couldn't put my finger on it, but the flavor seems subtly different.
It's almost as if
from
it's
how
made
it
by a
used to
different
be.
person.
But the difference was so small, I'm sure no one would notice it besides our most loyal customers and true dessert connoisseurs.
But those loyal customers
Still,
and those
as
slight
head chef,
differences
it's
are
easy
what
to see
keep
why
people
Savannah would get so hung
from
up on it.
continuing to be loyal customers
So many
sometimes.
times I've seen her make the cake base over and over again, late into the night, determined to match Escoffier's version. But something's always slightly off every time.
So she, rather than recognizing
I've
that
noticed
she
that
just
too.
couldn't do it, began
really gave it much
believing
thought, though.
that Escoffier intentionally hid a secret from
Thinking
her.
back on it now, it's clear that Savannah's been in a downward spiral ever since
Yep.
Escoffier left.
Yeah,
She wants to prove that she can fill Escoffier's shoes. That's gotta be the reason.
big shoes to fill, and you don't
But
quite
after
fit them,
countless
but you're still
setbacks,
pretty
she's
good.
getting more and more unhinged.
Makes
And at
sense
some
given
point
how
along the way,
meticulous she's
she
supposedly
switched from
has
doubting
been.
herself to doubting Escoffier.
Yeah.
Doubting Escoffier?
It's real convenient
what?
when you can just deny reality. You thought the codex was from Escoffier was a fake.
Yeah, it would explain why she was bent on getting the
Yep.
original at any cost. She must have thought
When you can just
Escoffier
blame others,
purposely
everything
omitted key
becomes a lot
details from
easier.
her recipes when she copied them out. Also, she could retain her place as the #1 chef in Fontaine, the only one privy to all the secrets of the trade.
Oh, for goodness sake. What a stupid idea.
Of course. Then she finally got the codex, only to discover that the secret recipes she's been pining for don't exist at all.
Yeah.
Seeing how utterly wrong she was must have been a real shock to the system. It probably brought up everything at once. It overwhelmed her, and she passed out.
The classic therapy because they don't realize you're listening in from somewhere up above.
Still one thing that doesn't make sense, though. If Savannah had the real recipe all along, how come it tasted different?
Because just because you have the exact recipe doesn't mean you make it exactly the same way.
After like 50 attempts, she'd get it right one of those times.
That is fair. That is fair. You'd stumble
think
into
so,
it.
But geniuses like Escoffier are in a league of
I
their
see,
own.
we're going with the logic of just built different. Or at least she is. But I don't think that's where we're going. Escoffier's entire character has been about trying to, she's keeping the true secret to herself.
New head chef, you say?
But her entire character has
What's her
been
name?
trying to get other chefs to her level.
I don't think I've
I
heard
don't think
of
she
her
would
before.
be satisfied with just saying, I'm just
I wonder,
better.
can the Hotel de Boer keep its edge without Escoffier at the helm?
Yeah, all the stress and inferiority complex you'd build up from not quite being able to get it right and hearing that day after day.
Time. Is it undercooked or something?
Even if it's really close. Get your hands on the Codex, no matter what it takes.
Take this. It's a copy of the Codex de Boer. From now on, you will be its keeper. Don't listen to the doubters. If I say you can do it, then you can do it.
She
Even
may be
if you don't
aggressive
believe in
and
yourself,
passionate and
at least
strict,
believe in me.
but she
Hey,
is
did you hear
encouraging
me?
as well.
Once I'm gone, the restaurant is all yours.
So you let the loom lean into the kitchen.
All this time, I've been blaming other people, but maybe I'm the problem.
What? No! Crazy! Insane thought.
I sincerely apologize for putting everyone out. Savannah's awake now, but I don't think she's ready to speak to anyone yet.
Fair, she's got stuff to figure out.
Let's give her the day to calm down. I'm sure you'll have the chance to talk everything out tomorrow.
Sounds good.
In that case, I'll go and update for Ma and his family. I wonder what he'll make of all this.
Yeah.
So, we'll come back tomorrow then.
Sure, let's go.
That was a long day. I think I've earned myself a sweet treat when I get back home.
Yeah, go for it.
Oh,
Nothing gets between her and sweets.
Or are you gonna switch it up this time?
All it took was a little bit of emotional trauma and mental damage to all of her staff for her to realize maybe I'm the bad guy. What is it, Escoffier?
Traveler, how much do you know about the snow-winged goose?
Oh, a little, I guess. Not a whole lot.
Every year, they migrate long distances in search of a suitable home.
Didn't realize this whole, like, a little
Always one goose at
aesthetic
the
thing of
front
the
whose
goose for
job
her
is
would
to lead
actually
the
come up.
flock. Fontaine poets often use the image of that goose to explore the ideas about leadership and genius. They usually imagine someone who's a cut
Okay.
above the rest, a model of perfection. But
So
what those
her
poets
connection
don't
to
know
it is
that during a
that
migration,
sort of
the
imagery
lead goose
of
is
being a
always
genius and a leader.
Once the lead goose shows signs of fatigue, it retreats to the back of the flock
Ah,
and allows another goose to take its place.
yeah. Okay.
So the truth is that leadership, with all the responsibilities and pressures that come with it,
Yeah.
it's something that everyone takes turns
Not
at.
everyone can carry
But
the whole
we
mountain
humans
on their back.
completely miss that fact when we project our own ideas about social hierarchies onto them.
Yeah. Is this about you and Savannah?
I guess what I'm saying is, I don't buy into this notion that there's some sort of gulf between normal and genius.
She believes
Cooking
everyone
is
can
a
get there.
Science, not magic. Given the same ingredients, same recipe, and same environment, I see no reason why two different people shouldn't be able to create the exact same dish. Of course,
Ideally.
some people have a more sensitive palate than others, and some people are just born bolder or more conscientious. But these are all variables that can be accounted for with time and practice.
Yeah, very much so.
I have no reason to expect so much from others if I believe that perfection can only come from the hands of a genius. The only reason I hold people to high standards is because, well, I believe they're capable of
Yeah.
greatness.
I don't know if you're right, but I think that's a great thing to believe in.
Okay, I've made up my mind. I'm gonna get to the bottom of why Savannah failed. And come tomorrow, I'll give her the scolding of her life.
Nice.
Pointing out all the mistakes she's made along the way. Then she'll finally see the error of her ways.
Listen, I know that you did all of this due to a bit of an inferiority complex. Anyways, this is why you are bad and wrong. No, but I think it makes sense. It's good.
Thank you for your words of encouragement. I'm gonna head to the Hotel de Boer and spend the night investigating.
Ah,
I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
sounds good.
Genius? Calling someone a genius is just another way of saying I'm too lazy to figure out how I need to improve. It's a defeatist attitude, and I won't stand for it.
I love that, actually. I feel like that line actually encompasses pretty much everything about her character from, like, an ideological sense. Yeah, no, she should. We'll see if she does. Anyways, what time do I need to do this at? 5. Okay. Alright, the obligatory wait begins. But yeah, no, I'm much more of a fan of Escoffier's character than I actually expected to be, in all honesty. I found her fun and sort of goofy in her teaser and trailer, but I don't know, something about her just wasn't, like, immediately grabbing me in the same way as some other characters. But this quest definitely does a good job of getting me to enjoy her more. It gives me a much better sense of who she is as a person and character, which I appreciate.
Why are we here so early? Our meeting with Vanna isn't for a while.
I want to check on Escoffier.
Check on her? Why? What happened?
Oh my god.
Oh no. Escoffier, are you alright?
Oh my god. She made so many cakes. That is such a waste of food.
Just need to get some more coffee in me.
No, you really did pull an all-nighter and then...
Huh? What happened to my coffee? Did I really drink it all?
Let me get you a fresh one. For now, you should get some rest.
Alright. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Well, there's cooking facilities here. Or we could just grab a cup of coffee from
You know,
the cafe
I very
test.
much
But
actually
anyway,
like
hurry.
the sentiment of the whole, like, genius is a foolish thing. And it's just like some people need more work than others. Alright, anyways, go to the cafe. Let's do all the optional things. Let's get Escoffier to actually be awake. Yeah, no, true, Paimon could eat all of it. That is very fair. And hey, it's sweets. We could get Navia in on it.
Hello, what can I get for you?
I need coffee stat.
Sure thing. We're here to go.
To go, please.
Huh? Oh, I see. First cup of the season. Yeah, I get it. Young people these days do love their little surprises.
Okay. Not convinced we're on the same page here, but I'm not here to chat. Let's get this coffee to Escoffier. God. Alright. Time to teleport with the coffee. How you doing, Escoffier?
Coffee. Need coffee.
Oh boy.
I smell coffee.
Oh god, she's just like a friend of mine.
I feel much better now. Thank you so much, Traveler and Paimon.
Glad to hear it. But make sure to catch up on your
Yeah.
sleep when you get the chance.
Do your best. How goes the investigation?
I think I figured out where the problem lies.
Oh.
Honestly, it's ridiculous. I don't know whether to laugh or cry.
Do both.
Wait, what investigation? What are you guys talking about?
I guess we did leave Paimon out of it.
I'll save it for when everyone else gets here. It's so stupidly small. I can't believe it's caused so much drama.
And yet, look at this kitchen. Seems like you had your own share of failed experiments last night.
Yes, except my failures were stepping stones to success.
Escoffier, have you seen Savannah?
Oh?
Huh? No, not since yesterday. Why? What's wrong?
After seeing her home yesterday, we were all a little concerned about how she was doing. So, I dropped by her place early this morning to check on her.
And she wasn't there?
Only to find an empty house with the doors wide open.
Uh-oh.
I left Alphonse and the others to keep watch at her home, while I checked the Hotel de Bord. I'm worried something bad might have happened.
Yeah.
If she's not here, then
Existential
where could she
crisis? Realizing that she's been the
Boss,
bad guy and
Escoffier.
does something drastic because of it?
Alphonse? You're supposed to be keeping watch at Savannah's house.
We were, but then, just after you left, we found this stuff in her house.
Oh?
Oh, looks like a map with a bunch of random places circled. What does it mean?
Wait a second. This feels familiar. I'm sure these places are all connected somehow.
Presumably.
Of course, from the Codex. They're all places that Modeste explored on his
She's
adventures.
going out on an adventure. The founder of the Hotel de Bord?
Yeah, but I don't understand. The adventure logs in the Codex are too fragmented to be of any use. How come this map shows all the missing details?
Oh.
The Codex de Bord? Then this place marked in red out at sea.
Oh yeah,
that be
the Alphonse
fabled
name, I didn't even
birthplace
pick
of
up on
Gateau de
that.
Bord?
Jesus.
Seriously?
God.
So now she set her sights on finding the original recipe and beating Escoffier that
God
way?
damn it.
Jeez,
She had her
Savannah.
moment
Anything to
of going,
overcome a
wait a minute, am I in the wrong? And then go,
huh?
no, I just need to go on a life-risking
Idiot.
adventure.
Does she have a death wish? Those ruins are thousands of years old.
Yeah.
Hold on. There's more. Besides the map, we also found these letters.
A letter received several months ago. It was you. You let the Lumaline through, didn't you? I know you were responsible for purchasing the problematic ingredient that day. What would your good friend think, I wonder, if she learned that you suffered on account of your negligence? What would the people of the hotel think? So, I imagine you'd like to keep this secret from Escoffier, wouldn't you, head chef Savannah? Well, I received several weeks ago. Retrieve the real codex by any means necessary. That's where the real treasure can be found. And you gave it away like a fool. Well then, you're going to get it back, whether in a bet or by force. It doesn't matter. Oh, I know. Don't you have that cooking showdown of yours? And if you don't think you can win, why, you simply need to have your opponent lose. I imagine that assistant of yours might come in handy in that regard. A letter received not long ago. What are you dawdling for? She was the one who concealed the secret recipe in the first place. Why else do you think you've never been able to recreate her work? She's afraid that you'll outshine her. What do you imagine what everyone says about you, both within and beyond the hotel walls? Ordinary, they call you. Untalented. A hack. A failure who will never surpass Escoffier. And you know whose fault that is? That's right, it's hers. She's no saint, never has been. So why hesitate? It would seem that someone was blackmailing the blackmailer.
It was you. You let the Lumaline through, didn't you? It sounds like a threat letter.
Yeah.
Does this mean that Savannah was responsible for the safety incident? And not Monica after all?
I mean, it could be a joint mistake.
Retrieve the codex by any means necessary. So the cooking contest and the cheating. Someone else was behind her pulling the strings?
I mean, she still did it, but yeah.
She's keeping the true recipe to herself.
So it wasn't just her own delusions that led her here to this belief. It was somebody pointing her in that direction in a vulnerable moment.
First, we thought that Savannah forced Monica to cheat in the cooking contest. But now, it turns out that someone else forced Savannah to force Monica to cheat?
So did Savannah blackmail Monica? Or is it the other way around? Oh, that's a twist!
You're finally here. Of course. I should have put two and two together as soon as I read your threat letter. The food safety incident, the demand for a cooking contest, the instruction to blackmail Monica, even the suggestion that Escoffier was keeping secrets from me. It was all part of your grand plan.
I love that twist. That is so spicy.
Monica?
Oh, I love that. That is so good. I love that. That is so Fontaine.
We
All
should
right.
be getting close to the spot marked on the map.
Of all the stupid things she's done, this really takes the cake. The moment we find her, I'm gonna curse the living daylights out of her.
I really like that though. It gives us a like strong villain actually. All right, is this the place? Yep. So we actually have a little dungeon. I was not expecting this. I mean, I know that a lot of the story quests have dungeons, but given how this one has been going, I didn't expect it until, like, pretty much when we realized she ventured off. Alright, off we go. Of course, it forces me to use the trial version. I'm curious to look at their trial version. Okay, has the weapon. Much higher HP than mine. Much better crit rate than mine. About the same energy recharge. And I think her attack is a little better. Not too surprising, given that she has her actual signature, and also is not a... Oh, and we have C3, okay. And also isn't a character built in a few days. Because I didn't do any pre-farming for my Escoffier. Anyways, let's see how this resolves. I'm very curious. Ooh, this place is nice. Yeah, I think that might be the case. I don't remember where it's from, but it makes sense nonetheless. Oh boy, is it puzzle time?
This place looks like an underwater restaurant, doesn't it? Suddenly, the idea
God,
of an
a fucking
adventure
food
chef
fight of a
finding
trial.
secret ingredients makes a whole lot more sense.
I think Modest's codex mentioned this place. A public bath from the time of Remoria.
Right, there was gonna be
yeah,
Remuria stuff. I forgot
definitely
about
the kind
that.
of place that would have served food and drinks.
Yo, the guys.
Some blubber beasts have come to join the party? How did they get here? Aw, they ran off.
Guess they're not used to seeing humans. Let's head further in.
That could be easier said than done. Something's blocking the entrance.
Yeah, we gotta do a puzzle, presumably.
Well, did Modeste mention it in his adventure logs by any chance? They must have gotten through somehow.
Good point. Yes, that's right. It's coming back to me now.
We prepared a banquet for our shy little guests, and as the food flowed away on the current, they broke into a joyous chorus.
Okay.
And the path opened to us.
Interesting.
We have to feed the blubber beasts? With what? There's nothing here besides rocks, romaritime flowers, and lumitoile.
That's more than enough.
This is why you should always bring snacks. You never know when you're gonna need them. Now
Sure,
you have to head
Paimon.
all the way back to shore and grab some.
Nope. We are resourceful
There's no
chefs.
time for that. Romaritime flowers and lumitoile will have to do. They may not look appetizing to us, but who knows? They could be blubber beast delicacies.
We shall do our best.
Wait, we're seriously gonna try this?
Yeah. Why not? You collect the Romatime flowers and limit... Okay. Ah, we get to do this more. Cool. And now that I know actually how it works... this can go a lot smoother. I am still just gonna pick up 3 and 3 and go from there. Alright, so 4. So, and we don't need to do it in any fancy way. These are not ideal, but it's fine, because I could do 5, 3, 2. Don't really have any limitations on that one, so it's fine. There we go. A meal for seals.
Blubber beasts or not, are we sure this stuff is edible?
Trust me, they'll love it.
More pertinently, how do we actually feed it to them?
Oh, Oh, good question. If we try to put them in the pool, we'll probably just scare them off again, and who knows how long they'll be gone.
Hence the device that we saw.
Yes, we can't afford to wait for them to double back. Oh, what was it that Modeste said again? Something about the food flowing away on the current.
Yep. Ah, fun. Okay. I will brace. Okay. Okay. So that rotates to there, and we need it to get to there. Okay. Straightforward at first. It goes that way, and now we can burn this as soon as it's done. There's one. The blood of least happily scarfs down the food. Okay.
Wow, it's really singing! It must taste better than Paimon thought!
And that's one of the markers. Time for the other one. Alright. Oh, and we have to do the whole process again. Makes sense. Alright, I can see how this can become a little redundant, but I'm enjoying it so far still nonetheless. Here's to hoping that we don't have to do it like 10 times, though.
Oh, so annoying.
Let me use the thing. Okay. So it's 6, so if we did... Okay. There we have it. Nice and simple. And now, one more time on the rotation. And now we watch as it goes down the path. Alright. Hopefully this doesn't go on too long and, like, mess with the pacing too much. Because so far I've been really enjoying this. I feel like pacing-wise it's been really good so far. But this very well could overstay its welcome if, what you say is true and it does get a bit repeated. But chests are a good, worthwhile reward. I may be willing to put up with some mediocre pacing in the final act if we get good rewards along the way. God, I wish I had some mobility characters like Wavika right now. I've gotten way too used to the mobility of Natlin. I don't know how I'm going to handle leaving once we go to Nodcry. Unless Nodcry has a lot of really good mobility as well. Some time ago. What are they up to?
Hey, give me your water.
So this is Monaco without the mask?
I said your water, the one you just drank out of? Sure. All those years slaving away under Escoffier, and then you. Today, it's finally paying off.
Really?
Not only have I found the ruin that Savelli kept hidden, but I also get to boss you around like my little lapdog.
Arrogant much?
Hey, go scout ahead for me. If we need to do any more blast tunneling, I want to know where to lay the explosives.
Just like
Did
a classic
you not hear me?
archaeologist.
Get going.
Finds an ancient ruin with a ton of value, historically speaking.
When did you learn to fight
and
back?
just goes,
You're
where are
always
we
so
putting the
compliant
explosives?
when I give you instructions by letter.
That's because you threatened to expose me for the Lumiline incident. I swear, if I'd known what you were planning, I'd never have.
And the tragedy is, Escoffier doesn't care
Don't
about
be so
that.
self-righteous. Admit it, you've always been jealous of Escoffier. That's why you lapped up everything I told you. You were terrified of her finding out about your part in the Lumiline incident, and you resented the way her reputation hung over you.
Yeah, there definitely is an
So you
aspect of
jumped
that,
at the
but you're
chance
the one
to
who
convince
blackmailed.
yourself that she was the villain, that she deliberately hid her secret recipes from you just to hold you back. It was the only excuse you needed to justify getting back at her. First, idolization, then
Chefs with
jealousy,
explosives isn't the best
suspicion,
idea.
and self-deception. That's what this comes down to. It was the same story with Savelli and my ancestor.
Oh!
He offered Modeste his friendship, only to murder him out of vanity. He promised to explore
all the
the
pieces
world
come
with him,
together.
only to later destroy all
descendant
records of their
who
adventures.
believes that it was
It's
murder.
a miracle I even found this place. You have no idea
Interesting.
the
I like
countless
that. I
hours
like that
spent
everything
piecing
came
it all together. So you see, you're no better than Savelli. If you can't beat him, betray him, right?
I am no Savelli, nor will I ever be.
Oh, put a lid on it. You really think you can absolve yourself of your vindictive and jealous behavior now? Just because you finally realize that Escoffier never kept any secrets from you?
Redemption
You
does not
didn't show
involve
any
absolving
remorse
his
when
old
she left, or in
necessarily.
the cooking contest. Why start now? You have no right to redemption.
You're right. I don't deserve her forgiveness.
Yeah,
I
no, makes
am
sense how she
done
got the map
being
that way.
bullied
then.
into submission by you!
Ooh, feisty. But you should watch your tone. Talking to me like that could get you in big trouble.
I somehow doubt that. Since I poisoned
Oh!
both our water bottles.
Yo! I was considering
What?
it was a good touch of like, hey, you
Ever
drank out of
since
that
I
one, let me
learned the
drink from that one. But ooh!
Biding my time, waiting for this moment. You've played me like a fiddle for
Yo!
so long.
The commitment!
And now this is payback!
But you drank it too.
Yeah. And?
It's what we both deserve.
Ah.
This is the price we must pay
the
for
sinful
betraying
martyr
Escoffier.
angle.
You'll die here with me, Monica.
You.
What's so funny, Monica?
What's so funny?
Oh, you're too much. I thought I'd play along for a bit just to amuse myself.
Oh?
You gave a very rousing performance. I saw your dumb plan a mile off. There's no poison in these bottles, just clean, fresh water.
Ah? Really?
No.
Revenge is a dish best served cold, you know? Did you really think your half-baked plot would fool me?
Interesting, okay.
You're a lousy chef, and you make a lousy villain, too. A complete
Twist
waste
after twist
of
after
space.
twist.
No wonder you never amounted to anything.
Everything I ever did was a failure.
Aw.
And now, I failed again. For the last time.
Hey, why don't you try your hand at being a comedian
Oh my
in your next
God.
life? You got a good laugh out of me.
What the fuck?
But now the show's over. You should have just done like I asked, Savannah. All I wanted you to do was scout the ruins for me. But you had
Yeah.
your chance.
Oh,
and
fuck
now
a
it's
knife.
time to say goodbye.
Stop right there!
Ah, we made it in time.
Let her go, Monica. We've got you surrounded.
Surrounded?
Escoffier?
What do you mean, Paimon?
Looks like I'll have to keep you around for a little longer.
You can't!
Hostage.
Stay back if you
want her
alive! Escoffier and the Traveler. I can't take you both on in combat.
Nope.
But if you so much as flinch, I can end Savannah's life in a heartbeat.
Okay, so this is where we test how long
what are you
range we
hoping
can
to
use
achieve
our
by
elemental
this?
powers.
You're about to commit murder, and for what? A recipe?
A recipe? You chefs are all blinded by your myopic focus on kitchen affairs. Well, some of us actually have bigger fish to fry.
Oh?
Modeste had a secret. The truth behind his so-called genius, the je ne sais quoi factor in his gâteau de bourg. And it's right here
Oh, the secret
in these
ingredient
ruins.
that, was,
Are
like,
you
super rare?
serious? You're here because of a gâteau de bourg obsession? You've gone completely mad.
Sounds like you're still obsessed over a
I
recipe.
couldn't care less about the cake itself. No, the real treasure is the secret ingredient
Ah, a
that Modeste
businesswoman.
sourced from these
No
ruins.
wonder you're willing to murder
He
people.
and
You're a
Savelli were
capitalist.
fools. A priceless treasure of Remoria in the palms of their hands, and they thought, ooh, this would go great in our cake mix. We're
That
talking
honestly-
about a powerful
honestly fair,
stimulant
but
that also
geez.
sharpens the senses. That's no cooking ingredient. It's a groundbreaking drug.
Yeah,
That's right.
okay.
I've done my research. It was a drug that Remoria developed for their war machine.
Oh.
I could make a killing by selling it to the treasure hoarders or the Fatui.
Of course she wants to sell it to the highest
You
bidder.
listen to yourself? You're completely delusional.
Yes. Yes, she is.
My eyes are wide open. Just wait till I get my hands on this treasure. You'll see what a fool you've been.
Explosives?
Wait, what's that sound?
Just when I thought she couldn't
Not
get
only a
any
businesswoman,
crazier.
not
She's
only a
lucky the whole place
capitalist,
didn't
but
collapse.
also an archaeologist. A classical archaeologist at that.
Monica must have taken her. Oh, what a coward. She's only taken her hostage because she knows that she's no match for you.
Yeah, no, the primordial water I feel like would make people not too fond of stuff like this. Well, there's one piece of good news. At least Savannah is safe for now.
That's true.
Uh,
Even if
sort
she
of.
finds the treasure, she'll need Savannah alive if she wants to get out of here in one piece.
Yeah. Yeah, she needs a
Well,
hostage until
our
she's
path's been
safe.
blocked, so let's look for another route.
All right. Puzzle time? All right. Here's to hoping that there isn't hidden chests in here somewhere. Nothing up here.
The water looks pretty deep here. Maybe it leads somewhere.
Oh, that's an idea. Makes sense for Fontaine. Especially when there's a big hole. A bit minutes since we've needed to actually do, like, Fontaine mechanics. It's sort of good being back under the water. Yo, a chest. Once again, hopefully I haven't missed any because they've just been hidden. Oh, hey, one of the Remurian guys. Makes sense, we are in a Remurian ruin. Makes sense that we have to fight some as well. Alright, don't have any Geo characters, which is a little rough, but we can still do damage.
Knife Skills 101. Time for some rough chopping.
That is actually a very good point. Maybe. Fucking Nuvolette damage is insane, especially when we have peak Escoffier shred. God. I gotta say, kit-wise, Escoffier is very nice, power-wise. Following the Exalted Harmost, order and in accordance with our Sebastos' most sacred, most benevolent temper, we establish here as condolences for the naturalized barbarian soldiers. Savages they may have been, but they were also warriors. With this secret treasure granted graciously, the warriors' bodily desires were satisfied, that they may fight on with hundredfold bravery. Talking about the, like, ingredient that could be made into a drug, I assume? Ah, another puzzle!
Another
Perfect.
door? Guess we need to prepare another feast for our guests.
Alright. Yeah, who needs game mechanics? Okay, let's cut some things up. Yeah, who knew when you just have a really strong DPS with really strong supports, it just sort of works. As long as they aren't just outright immune to the I got rid of one accidentally. Alright, fixing this, because obviously I don't need to be doing it this way, but I like having even numbers. Alright, so we need 2 red, which means if we do 5 red into 3 blue, we get it. Yeah, no, it's for the same reason that I often have relied on my Arlecchino, because she is powerful, believe it or not, when she has her signature weapon and is C1, which is, like, more powerful than most of my characters I've pulled for. Alright. You've done it once. Let's rotate this properly. That's in place. Now we deliver the food and we wait. Yeah. Even with the sort of slowed pacing of these puzzles and stuff, I still find this quite good. I think this is completely fine. Obviously, if this cycle just keeps repeating over and over and over, then it'll be rough.
It seems to really
But
like the texture of Rome Maritime
if
flowers.
we do it like this time, and like even one more time, I think I'd be fine with. But any more than that, and I think it would begin to drag more than it is worth. And one more.
Yeah.
Alright, so we need to get to 3. Okay. There we go. Simple math. I'm good at it, trust me. And now that we've constructed another one, we merely position the rail. And then we let it go. Go. Go, please. Oh, there's a second one. I didn't realize they made the puzzle a 2-step puzzle. Thank God they didn't let me do that incorrectly. I would have hated to do it. Oh, God damn it. It's on a timer. Okay, time to be fast about this. Go! Hopefully it doesn't reset mid-flow. You know, puzzles in exploration always are good in my mind. They are always just a nice addition. Ah! And
Up to the freezer!
But yeah, no, in story, generally speaking, I feel like it more often than not is just annoying. But a little bit of puzzle I can understand. I can understand wanting there to actually be gameplay in the video game.
I never knew you could process Limitwall like that. Alright, I've got to jot this down.
Gonna start feeding that to human people?
Limitwalls and Maritime flowers. This could open the door to a whole new world.
Yep, that's literally the plan. Wait, hold on. Which door are you talking about?
God damn it, Paimon, your brain is too small. Alright. Just double checking there isn't secretly something here. Alright. Yeah, no, okay. I'm paranoid of missing chests. Another cutscene? Looks like a camp.
These don't look Grimoirian to me. More like last century Fontaine.
Gee, I wonder who that could be. They don't look that worn either. Could they have been left by previous adventurers?
Adventurers from last century Fontaine, huh?
Yeah, no, very much.
Do you think they
I am more than
By the
guaranteed
looks of
to
it,
get Skirk,
this was a
but if I
one-person
want her
camp.
weapon
They
or
adventured
C1 or
together,
C2,
but
God, is it
maybe
gonna
one of them
take
came back
more than
alone
I
at a
have
later
to
date.
guarantee. But let's rummage around. They may have left a journal or
Oh,
something.
you really think so?
Yeah.
Trust our adventurers' instincts. We're pros at this stuff, just like you're a pro in the kitchen.
Well, I'm a pro at least.
Okay, well, the Traveler has more adventuring experience overall, but Paimon's definitely a pro rummager from all those treasure chests.
And bingo, found it.
Darn it! Paimon was just about to show off her rummaging skills.
Huh, no kidding. Are all
I
adventurers
do appreciate
so
that they
obsessed
didn't
with
force us
journaling?
to, like, wander around trying
I
to
guess
find
I
stuff.
take a lot of notes when I'm cooking as well, but I thought that was just me.
Anyway, let's find out who was here.
It's been years since I've last visited these ruins.
Ooh, I like that the candles are still in color.
It's exactly the way I remember it. This place probably hasn't changed in millennia.
Yeah. Tend to be
Sadly,
how ruins
up
are.
above, on dry land, everything has changed. The treasure of Remoria. That's what we used to call it. Modeste was right about its potential. It turned Gâteau de Bourg into a national sensation.
Yeah, who knew a literal, like,
limited stock
drug-like
of meant that the
substance
gâteau
put
could
into
only be
food.
produced on a small scale. But this only drove up the popularity all the more. Modeste was right about that too.
Yeah.
He predicted all of it.
Businessman.
He was praised as a genius, while I, as the one person who'd ever disagreed with him, was labeled a talentless
That's
fool.
a bit much, but understandable how it happens.
Modeste tried his best to console me, but I knew better than anyone just how great the gulf was between us.
Returning
Our
to that
conversations grew
genius
scarce,
versus hard
and we
work
saw
idea.
less and less of each other. I didn't fight it. He had new friends and a career of his own. Why invite further disdain by inserting myself where I did not belong? I told myself that maybe one day, when I finally created a masterpiece of my own, I'd be able to face him without shame.
At least you had the determination to keep trying.
Or maybe one day, when I've put these feelings of self-loathing behind me, I'd be able to ask him with a smile on my face, how about we go on one more adventure, for old time's sake? Unfortunately, that day will never come.
Yeah.
So it was Savelli. From the sounds of it, he came back after Modeste had already died.
Yeah, which is interesting.
I always thought it was just a legend. But if it's true, then this must be the place where they found their secret ingredient.
Seems like
the
it.
birthplace of Gâteau de Bourg.
In that case, what does that say about the death of Modeste? If it's all true, maybe Savelli really did have something to do
Paimon,
with
did
it.
you not understand the, like, implications and context of his words? He was hopeful for the future.
The taste of Gâteau de Bourg has changed. Modeste was convinced of this, even though everyone swore they couldn't tell.
Oh.
Being the perfectionist that he was, he refused to accept even the slightest flaw in his work. He stopped all
Is it
sales
the
of
same
product,
difference that we
locked
are now
himself away in
facing?
the kitchen, and worked day and night, vowing to find out where he had gone wrong. But as he baked and taste tested over and over again, he found he only strayed further and further from the original taste. It was only when he was sipping on coffee one day and realized he could not taste the bitterness that the truth finally dawned on him. What had changed was not the gâteau, but his sense of taste. The treasure of Remoria stimulates the senses, taste included, and invigorates the spirit. In the short
But it
term,
dulls
it offers people the
everything.
ultimate gourmet
Okay.
experience. But in the long term, it dulls their senses
Thematically
entirely.
tied to the present.
In hindsight, it made perfect sense. After all, why would a culture that sought liberation from the constraints of their bodies care for the loss of their senses?
Yeah.
But we realized it too late.
That's actually a
We
good lore
were
tie-in,
just too
even.
late. Over the course of his many culinary experiments, Modeste exhausted the remaining supply of the treasure of Remoria. He consumed it all himself.
And
The finest
is that
culinary
what killed
talent
him?
of his generation now faced a future in which he would never be able to taste anything ever again. Finally, in despair, he took his own
Oh,
life.
fuck.
And because
Oh,
we have
that's
become
dark.
estranged, I cannot be there to stop him, to offer some words of comfort, or even to say goodbye. Yet despite everything, he sent me his final letter.
The treasure of Remoria? Guess Monica was really onto something. It really was a kind of drug.
So, Modeste chose to end his own life. Then, why all the rumors that Savelli murdered him?
I mean, rumors
Also,
will rumor.
Neither the Codex nor any
Gossip
other
will gossip.
contemporary records make any mention of the treasure of Remoria. It's almost as if someone deliberately erased
I wonder who
it
that
from
could
history.
be.
Modeste told me everything in his final letter. His was a tale of how even a genius could fail.
Yeah.
And how much more devastating
Geniuses
it is
aren't
when it
infallible.
happens. Did he hope I would gain some personal catharsis from knowing the truth? Or maybe he wished for me to warn the public about the dangers of Gâteau de Bourg, proving that I had been right all along. But if the public ever learned how Modeste's greatest triumph became his undoing, his fall from grace would be swift and merciless. 1 minute a genius, the next a joke.
So he
It would
chose
surely
to
spell the end for his restaurant,
maintain
too.
his friend's legacy
What would
at
be
the
his
cost
legacy
of his
then?
own.
How would future generations view everything we built together? I fear the scorn I have faced these last years would pale in comparison to the scorn shown to him by the history books.
That's
I
interesting.
cannot let that
I
come to
didn't
pass.
remember that. I need to look at artifacts more.
I will do what I must to protect his name. It will mean tampering with his notes to remove the damning details.
Yeah.
Leaving mere fragments of our story behind.
Hence
It may
why
lead his
the
family to
codex
suspect
is
me
so
of having a
difficult
hand in his
to like
demise.
decipher.
But if that's the price of destroying all evidence of my crimes, then so be it.
Sacrificing his own legacy.
I would rather the world believe a tale of genius and jealousy than see his reputation in tatters.
So Savelli chose
final
to
loose
maintain
end is the
the
evidence
myth
here.
of genius,
At the bottom of the sea.
whereas Escoffier prefers the reality of hard work. I like that as a contrast. Oh no, we've got to stop Monica.
Huh? What's wrong? Didn't we say Savannah should be safe for now?
For now.
So we thought. But if Monica finds out what happened to the treasure,
Yeah.
there's no telling what she might do.
Yeah. I really like this thematically. I gotta say, I was in a way ready for the story to be over when we were returning to the hotel, before we realized that all of this was happening. But I really appreciate this final bit. It brings a lot of stuff together. Is she unconscious?
The treasure of Remoria. I have found you at last. Savelli, you tried your best to bury the truth, but you underestimated the children of Modeste.
I suppose
Some
so.
fragments of his diary escaped your clutches, and we have held on to them for generations.
Okay.
But I have to thank you too, Savannah. Without your help retrieving the codex, and with it the last piece of the puzzle, I may never have found this place.
So they only had
But
the
now,
one piece
finally,
that wasn't
secret
in the
to
codex,
Remoria's military
but needed
might
the
is
codex
within my
still.
grasp.
Okay.
The treasure of Remoria is mine! Oh,
Huh?
it's empty.
Oh, haha.
It's empty?
Monica? Oh, we
Yep.
were seconds too late.
Escoffier? What's the deal with that jar?
Oh, Savelli's final act. He wanted to conceal the secret of the treasure forevermore and make sure it would never harm anyone again.
So he destroyed any
So he
left
came
of it?
here after his friend's death and destroyed every last shred
Yeah.
that remained.
Okay.
This can't be happening. All the years I spent piecing together the truth. All my painstaking planning. All that for an empty jar.
Monica, don't do
Oh,
anything
karma.
stupid. This ruin is more dangerous than you realize.
Oh, shut your
Oh.
pie hole!
But now a golem activates, yeah.
Lord Remus.
I was wondering if they'd come into play.
Shall be slain.
Not just statues.
She's a nutcase, a liability to herself and everyone else.
Alright, time to
Well, now
ignore
it's up to
mechanics
us to clean
again.
up the mess she's made. Take these golems out.
Wow, that was quick. Jesus Christ. Ah, cutscene! Well, okay, normal cutscene. For a second I thought it was the full cutscene. Maybe it's because of the fighting, or maybe because Monica was too trigger happy with her explosives? That probably is it.
Either way, it's all her fault. Enough chit-chat.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
get
it
out
was
of here, Traveler.
so set up to come alive. That gun was so
Okay, I'm
Chekhov.
coming.
Oh,
Oh, no, you don't.
someone did have a
If I
gun!
can't get what I want, neither will any of you.
Yeah, the plushie in the scene is very funny.
I've got nothing to show for my life's work so far. But if I can take another so-called genius down with me in my final moment, then it was all
Oh,
worth
she's so gone.
You're a psycho.
Yeah. Oh? Yeah! Redemption! Did she use the bottle?
Savannah? Oh, when did you wake up?
I may be a lousy chef, but it looks like I'm not a complete waste of space.
Yeah! Hey, we need to go. We're out of time.
Traveler?
Thematic character arc resolutions can wait. All right, time to escape. We're leaving her? We're just gonna leave her to die. Okay. In the end, it did work out. All right. We did it. We killed the bad guy.
Escoffier! Savannah!
Traveler! And Paimon!
Venegem, what are you all doing here?
What did you expect us to do? Stay at the restaurant and sit on our merry derrieres while the Traveler and Escoffier were out here risking their lives?
Listen, I'm an adventurer.
We had to do something.
We have fought
Even
gods.
though that something
Leave
ended
it to
up
us.
being, well, waiting for you here instead.
I don't deserve any of you. And I certainly don't deserve to be your head chef.
Is that a fucking...
It was my fault, Escoffier
Is that
had
an
to
exploration thing I haven't done?
leave. Then
What the
I
fuck?
couldn't live up to her standards.
Okay, I'll mark that
I
on the
acted
map
like
before
a
we
tyrant
leave, I guess.
in the kitchen. And now I almost got myself killed.
Yeah.
Come back, Escoffier. Come and be our head chef again. I'll never be able to replace you.
Nope.
Okay, so everything I said to you the day I left, it
Yeah.
just went in one ear and out the other?
Hard work and dedication
Sorry, I was
can get
kinda
you
in
to the
my own
level of a
head at the
genius.
time.
That is the point.
All I could think
That
about
is
was
the
the
theme.
Lumillion situation. What was it you said again?
Forget it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I didn't leave this job because of you. And you're not nearly as awful a chef as you think. If you were that bad, why would all your staff show up here for you?
That is fair. That is fair.
Escoffier's right.
I haven't gone back
Sure,
and
you
used the treasure
nitpick our
compass
work and get us to
in
do things
previous
over
areas.
a lot. But when it comes down to it, you're the one who's always doing whatever it takes to make sure the customers get served on time, every time.
Things were pretty rough after Escoffier left. And Savannah's the only reason we've been able to make it through.
Yeah, but the trauma.
Our customers know that
You still didn't do
Escoffier
great.
doesn't work for us anymore. But the fact is, they keep coming back.
Yeah.
If that's not an endorsement of your
That-
work,
that is enough.
I don't know what is. At the end of the day,
No matter what they say,
we're
if
all
they keep
human,
coming back.
and we all make mistakes. All we can do is recognize where we get it wrong and do our best
Yeah.
to improve. That's all that's humanly possible.
We all traumatize
No,
a person or two along the
I
way.
get what you're saying, but what I did to Fermont
At least she
and to
recognizes it.
Escoffier, it's unforgivable.
Well, about that, there's someone else here to see you, Chef.
Ah!
It's been a while, Chef Savannah.
Fermont?
Here he
I'm
is.
so sorry. I put far too much pressure on you.
Got that fucking time
and
trial
the way
in the
I stubbornly
background.
refused to go and see you after you fell ill. There's no excuse.
Correct.
But I'm too late, aren't I? The damage is done.
Correct.
I heard that you can't even hold a kitchen knife anymore.
But
Actually, I think I'm going to be just fine.
healing and growth, redemption are possible.
We thought Firmin's problem was purely psychological in nature.
Oh.
But after the threat letter came to light, it got Firmin thinking. And then he remembered the tea that Monica used to give him every night.
Ah.
And as it turns out, she was lacing it with Lumaline the whole time.
Ah.
No way.
She was making
Doesn't
the
that cause
entirety
nerve
of it worse.
It can.
I'm happy she was buried
High doses
alive.
pose a
then.
risk of serious nervous and sensory complications. But If you calculate the dosage carefully, you can control the extent of its effects.
To just make it seem
A
like
small
trauma.
dose might simply make a person more emotional, whether that mean more fragile or more hot-tempered.
Okay.
No wonder it seemed like you'd lost your edge.
I asked my friends at the Fontaine Research Institute about it. They said that with the low dose I was taking, the risks are pretty small. They also fixed me up with some meds and said I should recover in no time.
You already sound better.
Well,
I
that's
said
what
that
happens
completely
when you
divorced
give
from that
someone
line.
a
What
little
the
bit of
hell?
hope to cling on to.
There's more. We believe that Firma was likely not Monica's only victim.
Ah.
She poisoned me too?
To make her more irritable?
Oh, so that's why Savannah's been so irritable this whole time.
How am I saying the exact words of
Let's
the
not
game?
be too quick to blame everything on the Lumiline. That stuff can only amplify what's already there.
Yeah.
So tasty food will seem
It
like
is
the
still
most
part of
delicious
you.
thing in the world, while food you don't particularly care for will become utterly revolting.
Ah.
So
brings
you better
things to
make sure you reflect
extremes.
on your behavior and apologize to every single person you've wronged.
Yeah. You still did those things, even if you
I
were
will.
in a agitated state.
I'm sorry. There's still one question that's really bugging me. Why is it that no matter what I do, my Gâteau de Bourg never tastes the same as yours?
And that is the final
Is it
question.
just- I mean, is it because you're a genius and I'm not?
Nope. But what is the answer,
the heating element in
Escoffier?
your oven is broken, you silly goose.
That simple.
What?
I love that. Is that it?
I felt like something was off during the cooking contest. Once I got around to checking all the equipment, I noticed it right away. There was a half-degree discrepancy between the temperature setting and the actual temperature.
A half-degree
All the ovens in the whole
discrepancy.
kitchen had the same problem, which confused me at the time, but by this point, it's pretty obvious that Monica
God,
must have
Monica
tampered
was
with
behind
them.
everything.
I would have figured it out the day of the bake-off, since the issue affected both our teams. But of course, Monica sabotaged mine, so that could never happen.
And that's why we focused on Monica with the oven during that. I was curious about why we had that like lingering moment
where
there.
I was going wrong, and then you pinpoint the problem in just one night.
It truly was Monica
It
all
comes
along.
back to one simple, undeniable truth. You're a genius. And I'm just plain old Savannah.
Nope.
Oh, cut it out! Stop the
Listen
woe
to
is
the
me act for a
thematic,
second and
like,
just think.
storytelling.
I came up with this recipe. You don't think that might have something
Listen
to
to
do
the
with
grander
it?
narrative.
Do
You
know
do not
how
need to
long
be a
I spent
genius.
perfecting my Gâteau de Bourg? 3 years! 3 whole years!
Yeah.
I know this dish inside out, back to front and upside down. And you've been head chef now for what, 6 months? If that? A couple hundred failed attempts, and you're gonna throw in the kitchen towel and declare you'll never be successful because you're not a genius.
Hard
You
work is
clearly have
everything.
no idea how many kitchen failures I've had under my belt, or just how long it took me to finally get my recipe to a level I was satisfied with. Genius or not, everyone makes mistakes. Modeste did, Savelli did, everyone does.
Yeah?
You're only a lousy chef if you don't face up to your mistakes, learn from them, and then keep chipping away until you crack the problem once and for all.
Growth
Surely you
and
haven't
redemption.
forgotten all that. You were no lousy chef back when I handed you the reins.
I haven't forgotten. And I'll make sure I never do.
That's our head chef.
Haha! Sounds like we won't need another changing of the guard in the Hotel de Bord kitchen anytime soon.
Yeah.
Huzzah!
Aw, what a perfect ending to a crazy journey. Look how happy everyone is.
So you got your mojo back now?
Yeah. Thanks to you, Escoffier. In fact, no. Thanks to all of you.
Aw, friends again. So nice to see them finally settle their beef.
Yeah, it's nice. Maybe not all their beef.
Good. So now that's out of the way.
Uh-oh.
It's time for payback. You cheated in our last bake-off, and I demand a rematch right now.
Yeah!
But that was mostly Monica's fault, wasn't it?
Right. And also, does it have to be right now? Savannah's only just got her mojo back, and you barely escaped from a death trap.
Yeah.
No excuses. This is a cooking contest between two top chefs, and nothing will stand in its way.
Truly a single
So grab
track
your
mind on
spatula and
Escoffier.
get ready, because this rematch is happening today. Right now, this instant.
Hey, so, this whole time you were salty about losing?
Very much so. No stopping a tsundere.
Second
Ooh,
cooking
the
contest
animation!
commences now.
This time,
I was
no
waiting
more
for
games
this.
And no holding back.
High effort cooking animation time. Presumably they fixed the ovens. She's done first. Glowing. Fucking Food Wars ass moment. Ooh, a little bit of 2D animation? Integrating that into an actual in-game cutscene is cool.
Hey, what are you so afraid of?
Yeah, don't
You
give up
can't
before they've
unbake
tasted it.
And if you don't serve it, then good or bad, you'll never find out how to improve.
Yeah.
If you're too scared to fail, you'll never know what real success tastes like.
Failure leads to success.
So?
Oh.
Embrace your failure. Taste it. Digest it. And that's the way to success.
I don't know.
The mirroring of the
Sounds like
past.
it's easier said than done.
I'll do it.
The genius and the hard worker.
The results are in! A landslide victory for
Still a victory, but she's, like Escoffier said,
Quite
only
rightly, too.
6 months
Piece
into
of
being head chef. She has time to improve. Her tail seems very happy with the result.
Oh yeah, look at that! Savannah looks pretty chipper too, considering she lost.
This wasn't for you, was it? You did this for Savannah's sake.
Now, where were we?
You little tsundere.
Ah, yes. Do you have any more questions for me after everything that's happened?
What are your future plans? Are you going to stay at the Flou Cendre?
Uh-huh. I thought Navia would have filled you in. And actually, I said all this to Savannah before I left.
Uh-huh.
Although, as we saw, I don't think any of it sank in. I had 2 reasons for leaving. One was the food safety incident, of course. But the other was that the Hotel de Boer had reached a point where it didn't need me anymore.
Oh yeah, the non-cry cutscenes are gonna
I decided
go
to
crazy.
step down and look for new opportunities to improve myself.
Yeah.
Improve how?
Hard work applies
Well,
to everyone,
a while
not
back,
just
I
the
got to know
people
a
who
fellow
are
chef from
geniuses.
Niue, and in her, I saw so many new possibilities.
Oh my god!
She has that same
Her
adventurous
reputation
spirit that Modeste
looms
and
large.
Sibeli had in their youth. Slime mucus, lizard tails. With her, nothing's off the table.
Oh boy.
There's a whole world of new flavors out there waiting to be explored,
Aww.
hiding away in ingredients we overlook.
So she's gonna go on her own adventure?
Case in point, remember those Romaritime flowers down in the ruins?
Yeah.
I used them in the cooking contest just now. Did you taste the difference?
What? Paimon didn't notice at all.
Half of the art of cooking is dissecting the recipes of previous chefs and figuring out the exact constellation of elements that gave their work its signature taste.
Iteration.
And the other
Improvement.
half, it lies in freeing yourself from the confines of the kitchen. You've got to go out and explore the endless possibilities
Inspiration.
out there.
Innovation.
Uh-oh.
I'm just gonna keep saying
not
words.
Sure she wants to try your cooking anymore.
Oh, well, I'm always down to be your taste tester. You should definitely make Paimon test all of your most experimental dishes.
Don't worry, it's not gonna be a free-for-all like in Modeste's time. Before I put anything into my food,
Yeah.
I'll obviously do my research. Make sure it doesn't contain any harmful substances.
That is good.
In the meantime,
Don't want to go to
take
jail
this.
again.
It's a recipe for Petit Gâteau de Bourg, revised version.
Ah.
I tweaked it to suit your needs as busy adventurers.
Nice.
Hope you enjoy, and remember, feedback is always welcome.
Cool.
All right! So, do you ever see yourself returning to Hotel de Bourg?
That is a good question.
Of course.
Okay.
I've already promised Vanishem that I'll come back every once in a while to make sure the quality of the food remains at an acceptable level.
Good luck, Savannah, I guess.
You know, Paimon's still a little disappointed that we never got to see the treasure of Remoria. Surely Monica
Disappointed that we
wouldn't
didn't
have
get to try
gone
the drug
so
that
deeply
ruins
if it
your
wasn't
senses.
for all the mystery surrounding the original Gâteau de Bourg.
Just a little
She
taste wouldn't
practically
hurt.
dedicated her life to finding the lost pieces of Modeste's diary. Then went to all that trouble to infiltrate the Hotel de Bourg. And in the end, it was all for nothing.
She sold her soul for a dream, then had a rude awakening. Her life's work became a grand exercise in futility.
Since you mentioned the treasure, between
Chasing
Modeste's
after
writings
myths
and what
can
we
only
saw in
get you
those
so
ruins,
far.
I think I may have figured out the truth.
Huh?
The so-called treasure of Remoria was most likely a substance that the Remorians
Yeah.
extracted from Lumitwals, better known to us as Lumiline.
It all ties together. It's all just one thing.
Why all
Makes
the
a
hype
lot of
back
sense.
in the early days of Gâteau de Bourg?
Don't forget, it was a very different
Yes.
era. We could barely
100
even
years is
refine
a lot.
sugar back then. So desserts were very much in their infancy.
Yeah.
In a world of bland food, it's no wonder that the first thing to really excite people's taste buds took the world by storm.
Of course.
And as for the Lumiline, it may well have been somewhat valuable in ancient times. But these days, it's just another drug from the Fontaine Research Institute.
That should be
Even if
controlled.
Savelli hadn't destroyed it all, I doubt it would be worth that much these days.
Yeah.
So after all that, there was
I like that that's a
nothing
final nail in
those
the
ruins
coffin of the
but
futility of it all.
junk. Feels strange to say it, but Paimon almost feels sorry for Monica. She sacrificed it all only to get nothing in return.
It is deeply pitiable. But she got what she deserved, I suppose. Yes, Paimon. Poor, poor Monica.
Hey!
Ah, Navia!
Huh? Navia? You just got back from that underwater ruin, right? Well, check it out. They ran a special issue. Did you see anything
Okay.
like this down there? Freshly unearthed from the ruins of Remoria. A magnificent jar thought to be over 1,000 years old.
Okay.
Experts say it has immense artistic
course.
and historical value. It could be worth an absolute fortune.
Wait, isn't that the jar they used to hold the treasure?
That then was smashed twice
If
over.
only it was still in one piece. Some butterfingers must have dropped it or something.
Little do they know
such
it's a
a
murder
shame.
weapon. Oh, that's a fun way to end it. That is real fun. That is a really solid story. I really love that. That is really good. That was really fun. Yeah, no, I had the same thought that Charlotte was just stalking us. Oh boy. But yeah, no, I am a big fan of that in a variety of ways. Of course, I get all kinds of stuff that I could have used for building her, but whatever. Yeah, and the new recipe, I should learn that right now. But yeah, no, I really enjoy that. I have actually greatly fallen behind on actually doing, like, story quests for characters. So it's been a while since I've, like, properly played one. The last one I think I played was Mavika's, and that one was really solid as well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing this more, though. Yeah, no, there is a new 5-star dish that can only be gotten through hers.
Bon appetit!
But yeah, no, it. I think this ultimately, my feelings on this comes back to something that I have sort of realized over time with, like, there it is, with streaming and just, like, doing stuff for this channel, for the actual story, is I end up appreciating the story so much more than I do when I just play it normally. Because though I think this very much was a very good story, I feel like if I was more casually playing it, I would not have enjoyed it nearly as much. So that is something I have to thank doing this whole channel for, is I'm beginning to appreciate the story of the games I'm playing a lot more. But yeah, no, even without that though, this was really solid. I really like how there was the consistent, like, theming and narrative parallels of the old, like, pairing of the genius and the, like, failed hard worker. And, well, less hard worker and more just quote-unquote failed chef who actually, in reality, was the person whose caution would have saved the genius. Because it ends up being that the genius was nothing but a myth. The genius created something amazing, but was, like, it cost them everything. And it's the kind of things that could have been achieved with just time and hard work. At least that's what Escoffier would believe. And so, comparing to the modern day, Escoffier and Savannah are the perceived genius and failure, but Escoffier scoffs at that and says, why call me a genius? It took me time to get to where I am. It'll take you time to get to where you are. You can get just as good as me, if not better. In fact, I will push you to get as good as me. And I just really like that. I really like that. It's a really solid, really sort of succinct theme. I like how just all of the little narrative elements we had introduced early on that I was fully prepared to just have be, like, minor set, like, dressing for a variety of things actually came together to be relevant at the end. It's really solid, and it makes me excited for the future, like, story quests.
Interesting to do?
It makes me very hyped to see what Skirks looks like, assuming she gets one. Yeah, no, I think that is, above all else, the most important thing that they needed to do with this quest was just differentiate it from Zhengling's, and as you say, I think they did that very well. It was really solid, all in all. But yeah. Beyond that, though, I think for the most part, I sounded out all of my thoughts, like, as we were just going through things. So, I mean, yeah, it was good, it was solid. And I don't necessarily have too much more to say that I just haven't already said already.
Even
so,
the
yeah.
most unassuming
I'm not
ingredients can produce
gonna worry about
astounding
going
flavor.
too much longer here,
But
just because this is,
unlocking that
in
potential
itself,
takes
sort of a
keen
bonus
sense
stream
of
that I
smell,
normally
a
wouldn't,
refined
like, have
palate,
the time
and
for or
an
whatever.
open mind.
But, yeah, this was fun. This was solid. And in the future, I absolutely intend to do more, like, Genshin stuff. But yeah. So, realistically, this Tuesday, I should still be streaming, and that should be the next part of the Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke. It very well might be the end of it, so feel free to check it out if you
absorb
can.
the flavors in the dish. To that end, a chef must be able to wield a knife with
I'm
the
being
same
so
level.
honest, I'm going to turn down the volume
precision
of the characters so that I don't have her talking in my ear as I'm talking. But yeah, so that should be this Tuesday. And then the week after should be 3.3 for Star Rail. That'll be absolutely something I stream, unless something comes up, of course. And as is the case for previous times, it's entirely possible that I'll take 2 streams, but I'll probably do a, like, quick succession Tuesday, Wednesday stream pairing, if that's the case. I'll make the time. And just sort of looking beyond that, I don't think there's any Star Rail quests, like, that would be added that week, and I don't think any of the other games would have it. So if we haven't finished the Fire Red Nuzlocke by then. We'll finish that out then in 3 weeks from now. And if we are done with it by then, I guess either we'll be doing something entirely different that I'd figure out, or we'll be starting on the Heart Gold Soul Silver Nuzlocke, I guess, to just sort of continue the chain. Because I definitely have been enjoying the Nuzlocke and want to just sort of keep going with it into some of the other games. But yeah. Oh yeah, no, the 3.3 looks like it is a major turning point. It seems like it's where the story really is going to expand. I'm very curious to see about what happens with Finon specifically, seeing as it looks like a lot of development is going to happen with him, for better or for worse, and that'll be going into his own version. So, should be some pretty big stuff. And then we might have quite a few deaths. I've seen some people pointing out how Cypher reaching out for the coin in the trailer very much could align with her prophesized death, which is concerning. Yeah, the ultimate challenge of a blind run, which the first one of those would be, I think, Gen 5? Yeah, Gen 5 is the first one that we'd be getting to that I haven't played properly before. I know, like, the gist of Gen 5, because I've seen some, like, edited playthroughs. Mostly, like, other people's Nuzlocks or whatever that are edited down into more succinct videos. So, like, I know some stuff about Gen 5, but it would be blind. And that would be the ultimate challenge. God. And then after that, yeah, I don't think any of the games after that I've actually, like, properly played. Anyways, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But for now, that is sort of what the future is looking like for the next couple of weeks of streams. Feel free to join me on those if you can. And yeah, thanks for showing up, all of y'all. And hope you all have a good night. Bye. I'm always bad at this. With the, like, ending bits. But whatever. I'm just filling time now as I talk because it doesn't always go to the stream ending immediately. There we go.